What if the last one?
Huh?
Or season coming? Still doing it?
I'm not sure who all. Well, yeah, he is. This is it's kind of like an optional thing for the refs, just to kind of like knock the rest off. Well, yeah, we got to do like a clinic over the summer. We got to do a test at the beginning of the season. We just had that. Well, yeah, I mean, part of it's just like knocking the rest off. Yeah. The off season.
42 matches. My daughter's in the second. So good cheer.
Yeah, right? Right. Everybody's watching.
Everybody's watching hard.
Yeah.
I thought there's.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 2025 Harris County Wrestling's Black and Gold match. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It's good display of all of our boys, girls, and middle school programs. It's going to be a fun night, one of our favorite events of the year. At this time, if you please rise to proclaim our national anthem.
It's a long song when you have to sit through it. Get your head right. Welcome to Harris County Science and Technology Center over at the STC building, where we have Harris County Wrestling, the Black and Gold Scrimmage annual event put on by Coach Moore and his staff each year. We got the middle school and the high school wrestlers. We got 42 matches slated up. We're going to give you a little bit of, play-by-play, but a lot of interviews. We're going to try to sit down with all three coaches. The head coach, of course, Coach Moore, boys coach, Coach Wingard, and head girls coach, Coach Winkles, new this year, coming up from Warner Robins. He was at Upson Lee, had a lot of great wrestlers at his time there, so it's going to be fun to talk to the three coaches throughout. And we'll also have the kids on the mat. You'll get to see some kids getting mat time, so don't be getting upset if we ain't giving the full play-by-play of each and every match, but at least it's an opportunity to see these kids, and you see a lot of the future here in the county, along with the current. Some of these kids will be wrestling. They call it wrestle off, so you can challenge for a varsity spot. Not many sports get to do that, where you get go head to head. A lot of officials, you'll see some officials out there that are new, that are getting their certification type stuff. You also see some older officials just trying to knock the rust off. And you also see a familiar face from WRBL. Tyler Redmond is official here GHSA, so you'll see him out there. And here we go. It's Coach Winkles on one side, Coach Wingard on the other tonight. Coach Winkles is team black. Coach Wingard team gold. How they'll break it off. Either I don't think there's any team points going out. It's just fun for the kids to feel separated. Got to see how duels go, how matches go separated, listen to your coach and all that good stuff. See Wes Sappington go by. He's not wrestling tonight. But you'll see some of the varsity guys and gals that were in varsity last year. Pretty good wrestlers on here listed to take a go at it. First match is Aubrey Chavez and Brianna Antley. Oh, yeah. That's how we'll get going. Then after that will be Athens Beach and Delilah Rickaby Lee in the second match. And we'll be underway. It looks like the refs are getting ready. The wrestlers are warming up. We've seen that. So we should be starting up soon. I'd like to thank Derek Moxley Concrete Service sponsoring. This is the wrestling game of the week we had. Now they're going to match 3. It's going to be Jillian Boyers and Paige Ponder. So Jillian Boyers and Paige Ponder will be the first match. We don't have grades out here beside it. But they're all for the county. You had flag football yesterday, got flag football tomorrow here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live Harris County. And wrestling tonight. Tomorrow night, if you're in the county, be sure to come out to and have some kids with the flag football's youth night. That was a big event last year, had a huge crowd. So all the flag football players, if your kid is playing flag football at the youth level, be sure to come out to the flag football game tomorrow night and help pack out the bleachers there at Danny Durham Field. Flag football won big yesterday. Now we got wrestling tonight. And some of these kids, you'll notice the freshmen, some middle schoolers never been in this environment. So, you know, putting on the ankle straps, putting on, you know, when they do the coin toss and all that good stuff is new to them. But that's why it's such a good deal that Coach Moore does this. So Jillian is on the right. Paige is on the left. Paige is wearing the red ankle strap. See a little hand tussling going on, trying to get control, trying to test your opponent's strength. And sometimes seek an opening to go in there and grab a leg. And the thing with the scrimmage, some of these girls, most of these girls, then the boys later on, you'll notice they wrestle each other at practice, so you know each other pretty well. You kind of, that's your drill mate who you go against. Ponder got a takedown. I'm sorry. Boyer's got a takedown. She's trying to get a half in there. She's going to try to flip her. You see her try to get the ankle. She can get that ankle picked up, help her roll her over. Now she's got to walk to the head. She's trying to walk to her opponent's head and get leverage on it to get a pin. Good job by Ponder to sit up. Boyer's got 3 points for the takedown. That's going to give Ponder a point on the illegal hold. The clock will be different. Tonight you'll notice these periods go real quick. Trying to fit this many matches, there won't be regulation period length. Boyers in control. There she goes, trying to get a half again. Good job of defense. Peeling it off.
Sorry, you keeping black and are you doing that? We'll go west. Also, home would be green, so green is on the black. So green is going to be black and red is going to be gold.
Okay. Now she's got a flip, but the time running down. Let's see if she can at least get some back points. She can't get her over. And that's how the period ends. That flip the coin is going to be red, or green rather, with a choice. She's going to go top, keep control. And Tyler just made my life a whole lot easier. Tyler Redmond, of course, producing up here. All things county. Tyler Dykes up here helping us out. There you see another half as she's trying to get it in. Now she's got her flipped over. There goes the points. And Jillian Boyers is at least getting some back points. She got 2 back points coming her way. That's going to tie things up. Now she's going to get more right here. There's the back point. Now their shoulder blades may be down. Let's see right here. Jillian Boyers may have a pin. She does. She was able to do what Paige was trying to do to her in the first period. And she got it. And let's see here. And we're going to pause real quick and be right back with the action on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Do we know what match number this is? Okay. And welcome back as now we got Roxanne Sipes in the green ankle band and Natalie Selowski on the red one. Last match, obviously with being my daughter, I wanted to enjoy it, watch it. Athens getting the pin. And that was the second match of the evening. But yeah, apologize. Had to get off the mic. Wanted to enjoy that one as a parent. And here we go with the third match of the evening. See these girls getting after it. See. Still just trying to see what to get going on. They lock up. Got her headgear in her face. She needs to move that one so Natalie can see. Sipes in the white shoes. Trying to get something going. We apologize if we have anybody standing in the way. It's hard to get these guys not to stand and certain. There's Sipes gets a good wrap. Now she gets behind to get the takedown. Let's see, no. There she goes with the takedown. There's her 3 points. She got 3 points coming. Now she flips over as the clock's winding down. Clock's winding down. And gets 2 back points to Sipes. So Sipes will have a 5-0 lead. They flip it. Remember, 1 minute periods here at Black and Gold. Just like in a football, you have options on the coin toss. When they flip that, it's red or green. Up, down, neutral. You could choose to be. Or defer. You always defer to the third period. And Sipes getting to choose with Natalie deferring. She's going to go down to the bottom and try to get either a reversal for 2 points or an escape for 1. Sipes comes up. She's trying to break away, and she gets that 1 point for the escape. She gets got her head again. Now she's got a shoulder. You see her trying to get her hip out the way to try to throw her down. Yeah, 2 leg. Nice takedown right there with a double. Gets her 3 points. She's up 9-0. She's going to try to get her flip over for some back points. Sipes trying to get herself back in form before the season, which these girls will start at the Iron Maiden at Jordan. Coach Russell Scott, Iron Maiden tournament at Jordan next weekend, next Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. You'll see the girls getting in action there. So I know they're looking forward to that. And I know a lot of teams are in the area looking forward to the Iron Maiden. Coach Scott with a great girls program, great wrestling program in general at Jordan, but the girls program at Jordan, really one of the top in Columbus, if not the top in Columbus. I said we're going to try to get with some coaches when we get a chance. Nice takedown right there by Natalie. That's good for her to get some points to end this match, kind of build some confidence going into her season. Nice job, Tyler Dykes, getting the shot through the people over here. Why he makes the big bucks at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That's the way this one ends. Now we got Abigail Hawk and Ava Ives coming up. Huck putting on the green ankle band. Ives in the red. It's a lot faster action right here as these girls really getting after it. Good to see. Nice takedown. Now she can get her head up. She can get the points for it. Now she gets her head out. There's her 3 takedown. Now she's going to walk over to the other side. She's going to try to get that half in. She can shoot a half with the right arm and try to walk her over. Look at now she's trying to grapevine the legs. She got a cradle. Look, here's a crucifix almost. Ava Ives. Coming out like a bottle rocket. Full of energy. First period. There she goes. This girls sports really taking off. Girls wrestling here lately. You see Ives again trying to get her opponent on the mat. See, she's trying to roll her over. Look at this. Ives got it. Not quite as good as she. And there's the pin. What about that? A little crucifix action. Ava Ives. She looks like she's really primed for her season to get started now. Now we got Tressa Brown and Isabella Mabry. Tressa Brown putting on the green ankle strap, and Mabry in the red. So we already got 3 points on the takedown by Tressa Brown. Brown trying to do the same thing now. She has her wrist. Now she's trying to reach under her leg, try to get some kind of cradle of some kind. Back in control. She hops to the side. Looks like she wants to shoot that half. She gets it in. Now she can walk to the head. No, she's going to have to sit back. Try it the other way. She's really trying to drive her legs into it. She'd like to try to get some back points at least. She's almost got it. Now she's got they're counting back points. She's at least getting some back points. If she get this pin, now she has it set in. She lets go of the half and tries to get a new grip. Can't do it and loses it. But 4 back points. Tressa Brown. Now she's going to go back for more, and that's going to be a pin. Some of these Harris County girls that we've seen up here, we're really looking forward to that Iron Maiden next weekend and getting their season started.
Next, we have 2 newcomers to Harris County. Both helped move you from Parkway last year. Carmel Rios, Marcela Rios. Yes, 2 sisters. Trying to figure out if it's the first time.
Because now we're going to have, with the green strap, is going to be Ariana Rios, and in the red, Arsley Rios, going head to head right here. A lot of times you can tell, Tyler, by the skill level, just by how aggressive they are. How they're not really waiting around to see what to do. They kind of have a plan and attack, and that's fun to see. And it's good to have these younger wrestlers around that, so they kind of pick up on it and adapt to do it more. And that's going to put them out of bounds. They go, look like they're almost out again. They come back to the center. Nice roll right in front of Coach Winkles. Ariana got the takedown points, and then 1 point escape over here to the red. Now we've got a single leg shot. She got to get her head. She get behind. She get control. There she goes. She gets credit for a takedown. And now it's Ariana getting the lead. So it's 2 minute first period, 1 minute second, 1 minute third. Ariana goes in the down spot. Hey. Athens. And now we still got the match heating up. As the score is starting to get out of hand, but Ariana gets up big, goes up 7, but a little fiery comeback. Put a caution. A little more patient this part of the season, obviously, at the scrimmage, but early in the year, they'll throw a caution. You'll see the ref make that C. Then if you do it again, there'll be a penalty, meaning you're not setting up in the right fashion. How about that for a reversal? Very nice. That's going to give 2 points, and that 10-3 goes to 10-5. Very impressive. And now she's going to choose to go down position. You saw she just got that reversal. She's going to be looking to do it again and try to get back, have a good comeback. But now she's in trouble as she went for that move one more time, and it was read beautifully. And see, back points just add up so much, so quick. They're going to give 2 back points. That makes it back to that 7-point lead. Here she comes fighting back. And now Ariana got her in a something right here, and that's just going to be a pin. Once she flipped her into that, there wasn't no getting out of that one, as that was bent up like a pretzel with your shoulder blades on the ground. So now we're going to go to the 1 minute first. 1 minute first period, 1 minute second, 1 minute third. This is going to be Lucy Lloyd and Jackson Anderson. So get the kiddos up here. Lucy Lloyd. Lucy gets the takedown. And look here, Jackson trying to come back. Here he comes. 3 on the takedown, then you give 2 more on the reversal. Jonathan earning his money out there refereeing that high-speed stuff. And here comes out of bounds. With Jackson Anderson top control. There's the whistle. Here we go. Lucy's trying to get out. He reaches, trying to trip her down. He gets it. And now they're out of bounds again. It's fun to see the different weight classes, Tyler, just how fast everything changes. You go from the speed and energy of one weight class to more power in another weight class. Anderson staying in control. Lucy, they go out of bounds again as the period expires. Here we go. Anderson wins the little flip, and he's going to choose neutral. Feels he can try to get a takedown here. Now Lucy gets to the legs on a double. She gets a takedown. Now she's behind him, trying to get control. She's trying to lock in a little cradle here. A little high-risk maneuver. See if it pays off. He's reaching back. Now he's going to get his head out, and he's going to get a reversal as Anderson. And now Anderson's getting some back points as the period's getting ready to come to an end. Got us a 1-point match right here with 1 minute to go. And after this match, we're going to take a real quick break. And there he is with the lead is Anderson. Got the legs locked at 30 seconds. Lucy's got to try to get up and get a reversal here. She got up, tried to get it, and take him back down to the mat. Here she goes again to try a reversal. So we're at underside 10 seconds. Here we go. And we'll be right back on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live, Harris County. And welcome back. We got Michael Gardner and Hudson Mitchell going right here. That's Mitchell in top control in the red. Michael Gardner is going to try to make something happen here. Mitchell's letting him up. Michael Gardner gets a point. Michael, the younger brother of Levi Gardner, fantastic wrestler here for Harris County his senior year. Michael just getting into the sport.
Coaches, our next match will be number 11.
Now you're going to see. We'll get this camera situated. You'll see Gardner will be in top control. As Mitch Gardner quickly getting some control right here. He's going to try to get him a half. Gets caught out of position. Mitchell gets a reversal. And he's going to let Gardner up. Young wrestlers looking to the coaches. All wrestlers do, but young wrestlers rely on it a little more. Now Gardner getting a takedown. Gets him 3 points. There you go, Michael locking hands, going to give a point to Mitchell. Michael gets set on top. See Johnson doing a great job with the young wrestlers right here. John's always been that way. I wrestled with John at Jordan. Now seeing him be an official is fun to see, but he's done a great job since coming into GHSA officiating and helping these young kids, especially at this black and gold event, seeing him with these middle schoolers and all. Doing great. You see a reversal right there by Mitchell. And that's how the second period ends. See, that was a caution in the second period. So here in the third, he already got his caution. He gets point awarded the other way. There's Mitchell sitting out. Trying to get a half shot in. He's trying to walk over. There goes Michael to walk over. He needs to walk over with that half. And he can't. And the reversal goes to Mitchell. We come up on the 32nd mark of the match. We've lost a score bug. That's Tyler Dykes doing some work over here. I mentioned he's one of the best in the business doing for Harris County. He also does a lot of stuff at Georgia Alabama Sports Live in Columbus and Phoenix City, but anything county related, Tyler Dykes is our guy. We're happy to have him and proud to call him one of our own. Living up in Pine Mountain, that's Tyler Dykes. And that's the way the match is going to end, but great match right there by Huston Mitchell and Michael Gardner. And that's something else they have to work on. And you see them sometimes they got to learn to go to the scorer's table just like you would at a tournament and check in. Just like with your matches, you got to go check in at the scorer's table, then go out to the mat. So this black and gold scrimmages helps with a whole lot of stuff, including that. And I think that camera got a people magnet on it, Tyler. No matter where you put it, it's like it just draws people to in front of it inadvertently. Now we got a quick takedown as Deccan Cito Trying to get a cradle on Andrew Spiver. He rolls, has his shoulders down. You see John's counting him off, and he's going to let him up, or let him over. He's going to take 4 back points, take a 7-0 lead. Here comes more back points. The Spiver might be in trouble. He is. Cito gets the pin. And as of now, we got getting these matches, going through these matches. And this is going to be Nathan Hoover and Dylan Wilson going at it. Wilson have the red ankle bracelet, and Hoover will be in green. And there's the whistle. And just like that, Wilson gets the takedown. He stays in control. You have to get completely out and face your opponent to get the escape. And now Wilson's got a half in. He walked him over. He's getting the back points counted off. Hoover may be in trouble. He is. And that's a pin for Dylan Wilson. Y'all going later? All right, cool. Appreciate it. All right, that's cool. And here we go, back at it. We got Cooper Smith with the red and Gabe Mabry in the green. So he's trying to get control. You see him put his head in there. Old school, almost like a bow and arrow. Now he's going to get behind him to get the takedown for 3 points. Cooper staying in control. Cooper did a little wrestling last year for the middle school team. He's a freshman now at the high school. See him trying to walk him over. He can walk to the head of his opponent, and he gets him to flip over, and he gets a pin. Cooper Smith gets the pin. Now it's going to be Lennon Bonner and Camden Gregg. Gregg going to be in the red, Bonner in the green. You see Greg already getting his ankle strap on. Here comes Bonner. They shake, get their toes on the line, and there's the whistle. And he's going to try head and shoulders. Couldn't quite get it. Now it just goes for a double leg. Shoots in, gets 2 legs. Kind of not the way you draw it up, but reaches back and gets away with it. Almost gets the escape, however can't. And they go out of bounds. Bonner still in control. He'll stay on top control. There's the whistle. Bonner trips him back down. Now he's going to try to get going. He can't as time runs out in the period. And it's going to be Bonner's choice. He defers to Greg. Greg going to take down. He feels like he can get up. A little unconventional, but he got it. Got the reversal. They got the half in there, rolled him over. Trying to get the shoulder blades on the mat, couldn't do it. Does get 2 back points. Now he goes again trying to get the pin. He may have him. Let's see. He's bridging as much as he can as Bonner. And that's the end of the period, just in the nick of time. There he gets the reversal quick. Camden Gregg. He's going to give an escape to Bonner. And that's going to be a tech. 30 seconds left. And now here's a match I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to. Luke Gardner and Jackson Anderson. We saw Anderson a little bit earlier wrestle, but Luke Gardner, heck of an athlete, track football player. A lot of different sports from Waverly Hall. Sisters sports in Harris County is one sister's a cross country. The other sister's soccer and was playing flag football. Looking forward to seeing Luke as he takes on wrestling again, and just watching him grow in this sport. You see him, he's got the green anklet on. That's Jackson Anderson with the red. Luke gets on his back. He has to try to fight out. Now he's trying to get his head out, and he gets it. And now he's got top control. He's trying to get away to Anderson. Over Anderson. These little weight classes, these are some wiry guys, and sometimes they can make it hard to pin somebody. These two young kids are really looking good in this sport and look to be assets for Coach Moore as they grow in the sport. See Jackson Anderson on top. And that's going to be the end of the first period. 5-2. Luke going to defer until third period. Jackson Anderson going to choose neutral. He likes his chances right here to try to get a takedown. They're going to stop the match for Luke's headgear. Looking at the lineup for later today, we still got Matt Love, remember him from football season, and Liam Colley. Some football players trying to get back into wrestling shape. Names we're looking forward to seeing. Now Anderson's got Luke on his back. Luke Gardner trying to fight it off. Jackson Anderson really cranking on it. And Jackson Anderson gets the pin. That's how that one ends. Jackson Anderson pinning Luke Gardner. We roll right along. Another match. Looking forward to it in a little bit. Jace Britt and Jack Johnson, two really, really good freshmen here at Harris County, freshman athletes that are both super aggressive, remember. And on that note, we'll take a quick break as we try to fix something here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Harris County. Helps put the mic in front of my face. It's Freddie Smith and Gavin Partridge. Partridge in red, Smith in the green. And just like that, as soon as we come back, Partridge gets the takedown. Now Smith has to try to fight it off. Looks like Partridge got that pretty deep. Them shoulder blades on the mat, and it's a pin with just a handful of seconds left. Partridge, Gavin Partridge pinning Freddie Smith. Now we're going to go to Wyatt Arnold and Clark Parra. Wyatt, another young athlete, multiple sports, playing football just a couple weeks ago for the middle school. Arnold in the green. Strap. Clark going to be in the red. They get their toes on the line, they shake. There's the whistle. Arnold shoots in for a single leg. Nice job by Clark to sprawl back. Now he's trying to get that takedown. He gets behind him and gets in control, gets him 3 points. Trying to work him, try to get him flipped over. Good job by Wyatt to give enough of resistance to prevent it. Now Clark really cranking it. It's going to be hard to keep fighting off a half that deep. And he sets it. Nice job by Wyatt to try to fight it off. And that's the way we were in the first period. Wyatt, young wrestler, catches a break. This helps these kids so much when these young guys get to go against these older cats that's been wrestling a while. Parra on top. Now they call locking hands on Parra. Wyatt stays in bottom. You gonna ref or you just gonna hang around? They're gonna let you ref or you just gonna hang around. Trying to give Tyler Redmond a hard time, as he was trying to give me a hard time. Wyatt on bottom, like I said, Tyler Redmond at WRBL. Now we got Parra flipping Wyatt, but hey, Wyatt rolls right through it. Now he gets an escape.
Houston, you're on deck.
Nice job of Wyatt Arnold. And then being the aggressor right there, keeping the fight, taking it to him. And they get up as we're inside 5 seconds to go. Wyatt Arnold doing a good job of hanging around, staying aggressive in the match. This is a 3-2 match now, just a 1-point game right here. Now Wyatt asks, coach is telling him bottom. So he's looking to get that escape and tie this thing up. Or best case can get a reversal and take the lead. Wyatt pops up, trying to get the hands broke. And there's the tie right there with the locking hands called on Para. Well, look at Wyatt fire off the line. Looked like he had a chance. Shutting the youth coming out in him. So we're just about 20 seconds left. Wyatt still taking the fight to him. And there he's trailing the match. Now Para gets the pin with just a second or so left in the match. Nice match right there by Clark Para and Wyatt Arnold. Now we're gonna go Hudson Mitchell and William Pogue. Mitchell in the green, ankle strap. Pogue, it's gonna be in the red. Now they're trying to get everything situated here for this match. Officials having a discussion. Take this minute to thank Whistling Pig Barbecue for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Harris County. Also State Farm agent Rick Knight, all his support throughout all of the sports. On and off camera, he supports them along with Carolite Collin. Carolite Collin, a huge sponsor for just about every athletic juncture going on with the high school and youth sports in general. Nick and Melissa Henson, great people, and just what they've been doing for the youth of Harris County has been phenomenal. Always want to make sure we thank Carolite Collin. Tell people go to carolitecollin.org to give, donate. We're just volunteering at one of their events. Is already Mitchell gets a half on Pogue. He's trying to flip him back over to get the point. He got the 3 takedown. Now he's working on back points. Mitchell trying it again. Gets 3 back points. Young flips him again. Mitchell can't get the pin as the period ends. He does, however, get 2 more back points to go 8-0. Young Pogue was not happy with that headgear. He's trying to hand it to his coach. Say, I'm not using this. You can get away with that at practice, but in a match, you got to have it on. Pogue trying to get a half or something on him to try to get some Mitchell to the ground, but he couldn't. And it's a reversal for Hudson Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get Pogue over, can't get him. And this period ends with Mitchell up 10-0. Hudson Mitchell up 10-0. And now if you're, a lot of times with somebody like in Pogue's position, you just throw caution to the wind. You're down 10-0, you just try anything right here. I mentioned earlier the Jace Britt, Jack Johnson match coming up. Both of them freshman football team, both getting called up all the way to varsity by the end of the year. Now we got Coach Moore talking to his young wrestler. And they're going to call a match with a 10-0 lead. Now they're going to keep going. Mitchell pops up. He's trying to get the escape. Pogue putting a pretty good hold of him. Pogue got to find a way to try to get a half. There he goes, shooting the half. Now he's got to get to the head. Try to walk to the head and get his opponent on his back. He's trying, Pogue trying. And he couldn't. And Mitchell hops on top. Now Mitchell gonna try to put a half in himself. There's an escape for Pogue. This match is about to end as we're at the 5-second mark. And I'm glad they got the older wrestler. They go out there to tap the ref on the back when the time hits, because that buzzer is super loud on that scoreboard here in this little the gym here at the formerly Carver Middle School, formerly Harris County High School. Robert, this was the middle school gym for a long time here at the Science Technology Center. And here we go with Eli Lowry putting on the green. Weston Hewitt putting on the red. And we're underway. These guys uber aggressive going at each other right here. Love to see that. Hewitt in red. Lowry in the green. So they go out of bounds. They're going to reset and do it again. As we're at nice job right there getting the takedown. Now he's trying to find a way to get his opponent over. Hewitt with the takedown. period ends right as Hewitt was flipping him over. So let's see if Lowry can take advantage of that. Coaches were telling him defer. He just said he'll take top. Sometimes you get locked in as a wrestler. You don't even know. You don't hear the coaches and stuff going on. But if you do that, you know you better make the most of it. And Lowry takes advantage of that. Little slip. But Hewitt fights right back. And these guys are going at it here in the middle of the mat. I know Coach Moore, Coach Winkles, and Coach Wingard love seeing that. Mentioned Wingard, the boys coach. Coach Moore, the head coach. Winkles coaching the girls, but they all help one another and know all these wrestlers. Coach Winkles is such an asset to be able to add him to this wrestling staff. Coaching state champions while at Upson Lee. Hewitt taking him down, and period ends with a 7-1 lead by Hewitt. Also got Scott Skumats on here. He'll be coming up later. Turning wrestler had a great season last year. So here we go. Hewitt on the opposite side, a little left-hand action. He gets the Lowry gets the escape, and right back at him goes Hewitt. Look at this. So these guys going at it, but Hewitt got control of him, got him on his back, and he may have a pin. And he does. Now we go to Jackson Anderson and Colton Ponder. Ponder will be the red. Jackson Anderson putting on the green. Already Ponder getting the takedown. He's got the half. Ponder just got to push over it, period ends. What about that? Ponder Anderson right here got a 3-2 match. Through one. Now we see Anderson putting some moves, but look at this. High risk maneuver did not work as Ponder gets the reversal. That reaching back usually don't end well. Got to be careful with reaching behind you. Set yourself up. That's the period end. 5-2 lead. Ponder over Anderson. Anderson Ponder gets behind, gets the takedown. Inadvertent whistle cause of stopping the action. That one ends the period, kind of in the match. Ponder are going to win this one by a score of 8-2. Jackson Anderson, Colter Ponder both look good. Now we're going to match with Michael Avrilin and Jamie Lewis. Saw Lewis some before. Getting ready for this one to start up. Tyler Redmond, the official. And here we go, underway. Lewis in the red brace, ankle strap. Nobody in control, and they go out. They'll bring it back to the center. And re-rack it, try it again. These guys both showing that aggressiveness. Lewis fighting off. He's trying to get back in control right here, get him 3 more points. Let's see. And they're inbound still with the 1 foot in the mat, and now it goes out. They're going to remain neutral. Again, they go right back to the same corner. Getting ready to keep it going. We're at half a minute left in this period. And that's the way the period ends. Jamie Lewis holding a 3-1 lead. Nice roll right there. Michael. Getting after it right here. Gets the escape. Does Lewis. Trying to get the reversal, or the takedown rather, and both of them, nobody's in control. Looks like Lewis is closer to getting it. And let's see if the period ends. They give it to him right before the end of the period. That changes everything, because now it's a big 6-point lead for Jamie Lewis with these 1-minute periods. It's a lot. Give a point to Vreeland for an illegal hold. Michael gets a point for an illegal hold. Vreeland needs to get a reversal here. And quick is just 30 seconds roughly to go in this match. Lewis doing a good job of just staying in control by not stalling, but not trying to do too much to leave yourself vulnerable to a reversal of some sort. You're going to let him go, give up the point, and get the win. Does Jamie Lewis. Next match is going to be Liam Colley and Antonio Ruiz. Two stronger guys right here. We go Liam, gonna be the red, the green. Dollar. Here we go. Ruiz got the red ankle strap on. Colley grabs his leg, see if he can get a trip in. And they're gonna blow it out and bring them back to the center. Liam and Ruiz, two strong young men right here. Liam been looking forward to wrestling season. Talked to him during football, even during summer and summer workouts with football, man. He just loves some wrestling. Tried to get over here as much as he could. And they'll go out of bounds. Remains nobody in control, neutral. Nice shot in there. Good job by Ruiz to defend it and takes it out of bounds. Here comes Ruiz, shoots in. Nice move, but out of bounds again. Two strong competitors here keep going at it. Nice double leg on that one. Let's see if this could be the takedown. And good job by Ruiz to sprawl. And out of bounds they go. Now Ruiz going to take top. Puts Colley in bottom position. Look at the quick. Try to get the reversal by Liam Colley. Unsuccessful, but he's going to rack it up and try it again. Try to stand up. Liam goes out of bounds. Ruiz and Colley still scoreless. Almost at the end of the second period here. Again, trying to sit out real quick as Liam Antonio holding on to him. And looks like Ruiz almost wanting to go for a cradle. Still nothing doing. Now red choose, and Antonio, he's going to choose bottom because he knows he can get them an escape here, get that 1 point, could be the difference. Collie going to try to find a way to get Ruiz to his back, get some back points. And there's that 1 point for Ruiz on the escape. Now Collie got to go to the aggressive side, try to get that point back. Goes for a single leg. Ruiz kicks to the side. Now he's got 3 takedowns. Liam with the abbreviated quarters really got to try to get something cooking here. It's one of the better matches of the night. These two going after it. And a handful of seconds tick off. And Ruiz is going to win this one by a score of just 4-0. Great match. This is going to bring up Jack Johnson and Jace Britt. Mentioned both these dual sport, playing football. Now here, Jack Johnson's brother, Brock, member, wrestled for Harris County before going off to Huntington College to continue wrestling. Been doing a great job over at Huntington as Brock. The headgear comes off. They'll continue going as Jace Britt's trying to get control. Two freshmen going at it right here. And now they're going to call the takedown. As now here comes Jack fighting back. So we're going to be joined by head wrestling coach Alex Moore. And Coach Moore, right off the bat, you got these two freshmen going at it right here. How exciting is it for you just seeing when you get these young guys going at it, both get after it pretty hard?
Yeah, man, these two kids right here have been wrestling. Jack's older brother's at Huntington Wrestling. I actually got to see him wrestle on ESPN the other day, wrestle UTC. That was a lot of fun. Jace, been with us for a couple years now. Been in that football weight room, looking good. That's what we're most excited about this freshman class is they're nice and spread out in weight. At Harris County, we've always kind of, look up at those banners.
Yeah.
We've always kind of been a lightweight factory where, I've had a couple middleweights, upper weights mixed in there, but we're really excited about this freshman class having some bigger kids in it that we're looking for, them to grow up when they're juniors and seniors to be, scaring a lot of people in the state. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, it's fun to see, a lot of schools are at the disadvantage. You see a freshman out there, it's their first year wrestling. You got a lot of guys, you're freshmen, like right here, we're seeing these two guys go at it. These are just freshmen. You couldn't tell by watching them
they
scrap it out.
Our youth program's gotten back rolling with Chris Williams, and, they come in our room as 6th or 7th graders, depending on their experience, and get to work. Seeing them, grow and be able to get out there is exciting. It's really great that, we're talking as coaches, and no matter if they're freshmen or seniors, we're thinking that anybody in the starting lineup this year is going to have at least 2 or 3 years plus wrestling experience. And that's, very rare in this area or even around the state for some schools. So, wrestling's one of those sports that experience really matters.
Yeah, now the match before this, we saw Liam Colley and Antonio Ruiz.
Yeah.
And a really good match. What can you tell us about Antonio?
Yeah, man, Antonio, Liam beat him this summer. They wrestled they're at UTC at camp, and they matched up with each other. But yeah, Antonio just, we took him to a lot of JV tournaments. He won a couple first place in high school JV last year, because as an 8th grader you can do that. Just a big kid animal. Wrestles at Icon during the off season. Loves the weight room. Once we get his feet moving, he's going to be scary.
Yeah, really impressed with the way that young man is moving, and we know Liam.
Oh yeah, Liam was the aggressor there.
Yeah.
Oh, good drag there by Johnson. Liam was the aggressor there. Just kind of coming out from football, got to get in that wrestling shape. Kind of burnt out a little bit there early on with the attacks. Got to fix some of those to score. Coach Winkle's, for sure is going to be working with him on some of those attacks to try to finish there. But it's got to get in shape and keep working. Got some good depth in the upper weights this year.
Yeah, it's fun seeing somebody like Liam. This is my 4th black and gold I've come to, and really just seeing these kids grow up, seeing them from the freshmen, and now they're just solid as they come.
Yeah, I know. In the black and gold, it's great to be able to see everybody, because you out there watching 6th graders, had a couple 6th graders wrestle with, Greg earlier and Big Mike, and some of those kids getting after it, and then with those 7th graders, Jackson Anderson. Those kids have been in our youth program. It's fun to see them grow up. Then you see them now, freshmen, and then you think about Wes Sappington over there. He's not wrestling tonight, but Wes has been with us since he was a 7th grader. He's about to be a senior, so seeing their growth, being able to see them all the way up, and now the youth program is back rolling again. We get to meet them even younger. It's exciting to watch them grow and keep the fire burning.
Yeah, and your girls program really has been taking off, and then this year it seems like y'all got even more matches with the girls getting after it.
Yeah, so Winkles teaches that girls weight training class, man, and has really recruited hard. Our girls have really recruited hard with Ava Ives and Abigail Hawk, and then really some of our wrestlers have been out there for a while, really trying to talk to their friends and getting them out. Been blessed with a few move-ins, like we already mentioned. The Rios girls, moving in from Harris County, from Columbus. Jillian Boyer's moving in. She was with us younger, but she moved away to Savannah, to Effingham County area. She moved back this year as a freshman. She's going to be good for us. We're excited. Right now we're thinking on varsity we're going to fill in a dual meet 12 weight classes. Going to be out of 14, so that's going to be super exciting. They're all kind of jumbled up there at the bottom, though, for individual tournaments, so we're going to see how that works out. But just seeing how big it's gotten, we got, talk about it a little bit. You see Samantha Scarborough up there on that wall. She's moving back to Columbus, so she'll be at practice, coming up next week, helping us coach a little bit. So getting another female coach in the room, helping them see that, you can go to college doing this, and, you can win a state title here at Harris County in girls. But I tell you what, the competition at the state level has gotten so much better at girls. To make it to state, for a girl now is a big accomplishment. There are some very good female wrestlers in Georgia, and so we got to keep training to that level of competition. And our girls are, I think, up to the task. We just got to keep working every day.
Yeah, like any sport, you see a lot of these girls sports. I mentioned flag football. It's early on. It's only so many handful of schools, but the more schools take it serious and get going, you see they start picking up the competition. That's kind of how girls wrestling's become just in the last couple of years. And a program not far that Coach Scott down at Jordan, he has a really good girls program.
Absolutely, he started start from the beginning, getting those girls out, and we've always been bought in here. We have one of the first girls tournaments in the state, Queen of the County. They actually got shout out on ESPN2 the other day. The guy doing the commentary is the head coach at North Forsyth, and talking about Brock. And I've been to Harris County. I host a big girls tournament down there.
Yeah.
So that was cool that we got a little shout out. But man, we got Queen of the County is one of the premier tournaments in the state. It's one everybody looks up to or looks forward to on MLK Day. It's a fantastic tournament. We started that tournament with 2 mats back in the day, and now we're rolling 6 and 7 mats. So it's a lot of fun to see the growth of the girls. Russell has had a full team almost the entire time. And, he's able to, now he's got a couple of assistant coaches helping him out, which is big for him. And they're tough. Got those tough girls down there. And, luckily they've switched. They've now separated girls divisions. So they're in the lower division. We're in the bigger division. So we don't see them in duels, which is a good thing for us. So we're going to try to make a run this year at it.
Yes, fun to see you mention King and Queen of the County. Last year we broadcast the finals at both of those, and it was just incredible to see the setup, the multiple mat setups. You got the big screen out there with the matches rolling on the projector, but it's phenomenal. Just like the region tournament, we had the region here at STC, and it was even fun to keep going. We got to broadcast the finals there. We look forward to doing it again this year for King and the Queen of the County. We felt that was a fun way to highlight the sport of wrestling, but also highlight Harris County's wrestling program. Just what a phenomenal job y'all do with these shows.
Yeah, I guess showing the, I know a lot of people, especially at King last year, and Queen, sent that link out to their fans, and we had a lot of, people watching from, all over the state. I mean, we've kind of been known now for a while of hosting good tournaments. I mean, King of the County filled up this year in less than 2 hours. Queen is up with around 35 schools right now. So it'll be packed out again. We'll host sectionals again. GHSA asked us to host sectionals again, so that'll be a lot of fun. We enjoy putting on those events here. Trying to showcase our community and our school and the great things that our kids do here. So it's always a fun time.
And it shows the kids that aren't participating in the event still helping out with putting it on. You see kids, the county wrestling shirts running around those events all over.
Oh yeah.
So it's fun to see as we stay going here. You're staying in order. I appreciate the lineup you gave us this year, and you gave us a green and red so we know in advance. So
this is Keller Mitchell and Christian Keona is here. This is a wrestle off for that backup 157 spot. So the winner of this travels this weekend, or at least we get matches this weekend for sure. Two kids that work really hard, had a big summer. Keller's gotten a lot bigger, had a really good football year, even though he had a little bit of a knee injury there, playing freshman football. Christian ran in cross country, so he's been staying in shape. Again, 2 young ones, 2 sophomores. So, a freshman and a sophomore. So, again, talking about that young, we're very young this year. We're only going to have 3 boys, seniors in the lineup. The majority are coming back. Majority are, it's a process. So, there's a little 50-50 position there, won by Christian. He's got great hips. Had great hips last year. You got to be worried about them roll around positions with him. He can fire them and turn you over. So.
Now, when it comes to these dual sport, you mentioned cross country, football. Is there some that you look at football players, always offense, defensive linemen? If I talk to them, say you got to get in a wrestling program. You learn it helps you so much in that sport. Is there certain sports that you like, or you just don't mind just do something when you're not?
No, I don't mind. I mean, we take them from wherever. And we have, especially last year, I don't know exactly what, but a big sport we had last year that we didn't have in the past is soccer. We got the Cito boys play soccer. Jackson Anderson plays soccer. We have a few soccer kids on there we generally do not have. Again, football's been a big one. Cross country, we get a couple kids here and there. Ben Campo, I know, has done that. Christian Keonis has done that. Football's still probably our biggest, and we got just a lot of kids that just do single sports too. So do wrestling year round. So like Ava Ives ain't quit since last season. She wrestled freestyle and Greco, won freestyle state title in Georgia. Wrestled all over the place. She went to Iowa 2 weeks ago. We got kids like that too. So staying busy.
Yeah, with the football program now being year-round, the weight room and stuff like that, you can really see some of the difference on the helps the mid, the upper weight classes for football.
I mean, people talk about, Tommy does such a good job, man, Coach Watson, in that weight room, man. We have seen an increase in our strength a ton since he's gotten here for our football kids coming in. They work out in the weight room year-round. They get after it, get strong. They come in. You just see how their bodies change. Liam, Antonio, Wes. I mean, all put on good muscle. It's good to see those kids continue to work in that weight room. So here we got 2 little freshmen. This is our 106 wrestle off. Jamie Lewis is planning on going to 106 after Christmas, but this is for the spot to kind of hold that spot down for a little bit till Jamie gets down there. This is Cooper and Gabe. Gabe initially wasn't going to come out and wrestle. We were able to talk to him and his parents. It's Tressa Brown's little brother. But we're glad we were able to talk him into coming out. He's got a lot of talent. Going to be a good one. He's just 2 freshmen here.
Yeah, we saw Smith. We saw him earlier in
Yeah,
the match.
saw him earlier. We had a couple, injuries and stuff like that. We're going to be mixing up, who's wrestling where and all that in some spots. So had to move Cooper down there to wrestle a middle schooler. But, yeah, Cooper's on the Raider team. Oh, that's one thing, another sport we have. We got a lot of kids on the Raider team. Jet Knowlton, Cooper, Carter Cito, Abigail Hawk, to name a few of them. The ROTC Raider team.
Yeah.
They actually are in the state competition on Saturday, so we'll be missing like Carter and a few others on Saturday for our first dual tournament, Upson Lee.
Yeah, Upson Lee's always had a good program. And Coach Wingard.
And I got two of their coaches on my staff now, so
Yeah.
with Coach Wingard and Wink. So
Yeah, they've always had a good program over there at Upson.
yeah,
As long as
strong, physical, tough.
20 plus years ago when I was out there, Upson was one of the top programs. Troop was up there as the program in this area, but it felt like Troop got the head start on people. They took wrestling to that next level
Yep.
that other schools wasn't ready to make yet, and it's fun to come to Harris County and see where y'all took that step a while back, and just seeing what you built here for your program is incredible.
Yeah, man. I mean, we have that big program match with Troop, man. They got their coach back, Drew Gardner, a couple years ago, man. He takes wrestling serious. His kids are his own kids are very good wrestlers. They got a good youth program over there. That's going to be a great duel here. No matter who wins, it's going to be a fantastic environment. Wrestling the youth kids and the middle school kids and the JV kids and the girls are going to lock up. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be two of the top programs in the entire state there. So that's going to be great one here in beginning of December.
See the kids getting after it right here at this 106.
Yeah.
I mean, they know what, they feel like they're wrestling for something, so they got that going.
Yeah, they all know that some of these matchups are pretty crucial leading up. Now, we do have wrestle-offs throughout the year, too. This isn't the one-all, the end-all, be-all, but, it's important to kind of see, for coaches, too, for the matchups of, where we need to put these kids in duels, who fight off their back, who will win those close, tight ones for you. It's important for everybody to kind of see these matches live.
Yeah, and I mentioned at the start of this, one of the biggest things to me for these middle schoolers and freshmen that maybe didn't wrestle in middle school is this gives them the first time to go to a scorer's table to check in, to get your ankle bracelet, put your strap on, knowing the flip. So it's teaching them so much doing the scrimmage, where it's not just for the coaches, but you're teaching these kids so they don't go out there and look like a deer in headlights when they get their first tournament.
Yeah, it's not these kids' first time, man. We were really concerned about our middle school heading into this year because we had low 7th grade numbers, had a couple youth kids coming in. But, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that had something to do with me taking that head middle school football job. I knew, of course I wanted to coach football, loved working with Coach Watson and do all that. But, man, we did a really good job of getting those football players out this year. Freddie, Wyatt Davis is coming up here in a little bit. It's getting some of those middle school football. Wyatt Arnold played H-back for us, fullback. It really good getting those kids out into wrestling, man. It's because it only makes them better at football.
Yeah.
They'll be ready when spring rolls around for sure.
Yeah, it helps you. I mean, wrestling, like I mentioned, the leverage, learn how to, and you have to learn how to move people.
Yeah, feet and hands, man. Feet and hands. It's very important to, that's how I relate to Freddie a lot. Here's one of our linebackers and just talking about inside control and all that. Man, it's just like playing linebacker. Like, can't let them inside of, fight those hands off, work outside, get an angle, So it all works together.
Shoot, yeah, it's fun to see how this one, these 1 minute periods here.
Yeah.
Got to make something happen in a hurry. Adds urgency to the match.
It does.
To the
It does. Just need one more takedown here by Cooper for a tech.
He's trying to get that leg free and spin around.
Yeah.
I remember Coop wrestled for you in the middle school program.
Yep, he did. Both these kids did, man. They had, that's another good thing is they just been, that should be a tech.
They didn't give him a takedown.
Yeah, they should give him a takedown.
Clearly
there we go. I don't know if you mentioned it too, but Blake Bourne is our official ref for our area here. Another great thing about this tournament, man, or this black and gold is he's able to get these new referees up here and really train them to help them out and get them ready to do high school matches this year. So it's a good good experience for our officials too in the area to come in and get some work.
He brings in a couple new ones up here each year.
Always.
Got Tyler Redmond from WRBL.
Yeah.
Officiate.
Yeah, former Hardaway Hawk.
Hawk.
I coached against Tyler my first couple years here, man. He was at Hardaway, and our kids locked up, wrestled a kid of mine, Taylor Reese, a lot back in the day. So, know him from back then.
Yeah, the next match going on.
Yeah, we got Scotty Skumats and Rem Singletary here. This is for pretty much a wrestle off for, a chance to have an opportunity to wrestle at 126 for us this year. Chase Rust, right now is winning that battle at 126. It's going to be, tough to knock him out of there, but these are two guys that are going to be working for a spot at, fill in 132. Scotty's probably going to cut to 20. Rim might cut to 20. Two hard-working kids, work great in the weight room. Sophomore, and Rim's a freshman. Scotty sophomore. Scotty was a sophomore for us for the majority of the year last year before Chase went down to 113 for state. So pretty good wrestler, tough. He's got to keep, working on little things as all of them do, Rim too.
And Skumats, he's been with the program
a long time, man, long time. That's another one that's been with me for a while. Loves the sport. Yep. Hey, and if you watched last year, his hair's a little bit different. He used to have that long flowing hair. He cut it off this summer, so we're going to see if it makes a new Scotty this year for us as a sophomore. But liking the new look, moves well, wrestled Super 32 qualifier a few months ago. Strong kid, been working out with Jackson Barnett a lot and his dad, in the backyard gym. You see a lot of muscle he put on. It's going to be fun watching our 126, 120 battles all year long.
Yeah, you can see right there, and there's always shows got to have control when you come down, how easy it'd be just to slam somebody down. So you show discipline and taking your opponent downward.
Yep, got to be in control. When you lift them off the mat, you're responsible for their safety. So can't just slam them down or whatever. Can't come down and trapdoor them either anymore. So you got to make sure they have their arm free when they're coming down so they can brace. You can't put them on the shoulder with no brace there. That's a hard one to call for the officials a lot. It's quick. So, trying to get them to see that too. But it was fun. It's good seeing, got a lot of alumni here too, a lot of alumni parents, around, coming back to see the sport and all that. So it's fun seeing them. Nick Wynn, former state runner-up, is back coaching with us with our middle school this year. Already mentioned Sam Scarborough is going to be with us coming back here pretty soon, working with our middle school girls. That's going to be a lot of fun. Tucker Kinsaw, state champ, up on the wall. He's working as fireman now in Columbus, so he should be able to come back and help us, when he can. So it's great having all these kids come back. Aiden Bird's over there, who's senior last year for us. He's over there on the side talking to some of the kids. So it's fun to have all those alumni come back, man.
And when you bring back the ones that's got their name up on the wall, especially you mentioned Sam, these girls can see, hey, I can win a state championship. It's something that is achievable, and you're getting coached by somebody that's done it wearing the same uniform you got on.
Yeah, I know. It's it's good. We're gonna have a good little staff this year, man. We're gonna we got Logan in from Upson Lee. He was at Roland Robbins last year, but didn't coach wrestling. We got him back. Ross Mitchell. Wrestled at South Gwinnett. Both those guys are state champs. Then we got Wes and Coach Cito and again Tucker and Nick and Sam coming back, and it's going to be a fun little year. We're going to have a good time coaching.
And now we got another football player coming up here with Trey.
Oh yeah, Trey and Talon here. Trey's a big old boy, man. We're glad he Jackson's little brother. Trey's always played basketball. But we talked to him to come out and try and wrestle this summer, man, and he loved it. So we're going to see. This is kind of, beginning wrestler. One's just a little bit bigger and stronger. But with the weights go, they were both weighed the same. So, Talon's just young,
And Trey being in that football weight
Yeah.
program just
Yeah, Talon's just an 8th grader, man, and Trey's just a little bit bigger right now. It's just, Talon, his time's coming. He's just first-year wrestler, 8th grader, so, it's just kind of, strength, age mismatch there. But,
maturity.
both of them are going to be good for us. Again, big, young. Trey's only sophomore. Talon's an 8th grader, so.
3 years with Trey, then he's building up on it. And
Yep.
gets his
Brody Martin is back. So this is Brody Martin. He wrestled for us it was a starter for us as a freshman. Did not wrestle last year. Donnie Bush, has been with us for a long time. He's a freshman on the other side. Brody being a junior. This is for like 165. Donnie's probably going to lose down to 57. Brody might lose down to 57. We're going to see. Brody's wrestling partner is Easton Boren. So, you can't help but get better if you're wrestling Easton every day. So, yes, you're not going to see Easton Bourne tonight. You're not going to see West Sappington tonight. I'm holding them out, for this. But, 2 of our better ones are out tonight. So, it's our 165ers here,
And I think you can see Donnie. One thing he's going to have to get going, you can see him learning it, the aggression that Brody's bringing and taking it to him. And that, the younger kids sometimes a little more hesitant on bringing that. And Donnie's the kind of kid, I've known him years, baseball and football and running the rec department. He's got that aggression to him.
Yeah, man. How much Donnie's body's changed too, man.
So much.
God, tall, thinned up, looking good, moving around. He's just got to get athletic. Just got to get just right freshman right now.
Yeah.
Brody's a junior. Just like we talked about wrestling experience too. I mean, Brody was forced into starting as a freshman for us at 175. And, he's been in battles with us. He was at state duels, wrestled at area, wrestled at region duels. He's a region duels champ. He placed at area as a freshman. He's been in some wars, with that experience. So it's just, his gas tank's always been the question. So he's working with Easton, though. Easton pushes him, and we're getting better for sure.
And that's
It was a good escape there on the edge.
coming right over here to Donnie, just that aggression and just, having to finish. You saw Donnie get a reversal there a little bit ago, just not quitting
Yeah.
and not giving up, where sometimes as a freshman especially, you might think, I'm against a junior, I'm overpowered a little bit. And he ain't cranked it, but that's Donnie.
Yeah,
That's
Donnie's
always
going to
been
be,
Donnie.
Donnie's going to grow, again, that's what I was talking about the freshman class.
Yeah.
They're all spread out all over the place and got great weights. I mean, golly, Donnie Bush is a 175-pounder in 3 years is going to be dirty. So, just got to keep growing, got to keep them motivated. Super pumped about this young group we got. Just got to keep them loving it and just keep getting better. Wrestling's tough. They're going to take some lumps this year. Not so sure how our duels team is, because a lot of them don't have a ton of tough experience. Some of them do, but we're going to have to grow up in a hurry. And if they're, I keep saying we're going to be young but good. So now we just got to get them to grow up a little bit and take that next step.
It's going to be fun to see. I'm looking forward to the season start. You mentioned this weekend, the boys get cranked up this weekend, and I can't believe how fast it got here. It seems like practice is just starting
I
up.
know, man. It gets here in a hurry, and our girls go to Jordan next week for Iron Maiden. We could. It's not really the thing with the girls is there's just still not a lot of great girls tournaments, and so if you're going to travel 2 hours, you want it to be a good tournament.
Yeah.
And so you still don't have so much of that in the state, and so what we're trying to do is take them to quality, not quantity, this year. And take them to good tournaments where we know they're going to have a good experience and good competition, rather than just driving somewhere to say we did it. So that there's not a lot this first weekend for them out there, and so we just figured, hey, we'll give them a week. We'll back them up a week, starting with Iron Maiden out of the gate, which is a great tournament over at Jordan, like I said. Then they go to Smith Station the following Saturday. It's another great tournament. Then we go to Hillgrove on Tuesday. Of Thanksgiving break, which is going to be another good little scramble event up there, wrestling some 7A schools. That's what's going to lead their season off. So should be a good time. I'm excited about our girls, man. It's going to be a fun year watching them compete.
As this match goes on, you see Donnie just
Yeah,
gaining confidence as the match goes.
Yeah, it's that Brody's. We got to keep working on that gas tank with Brody, man. He just, muscled up kid. Those muscles suck up that oxygen pretty quick. So working on him about using leverage and doing those things. But, he's getting there, man. He works golly. He's working hard. And can't say anything negative about him in the room, man. He continues to get after it. So, but we're going to get there, man. He's going to have a good junior year this year.
It's exciting to see him coming back and seeing, getting up there, and you got Wes getting his heavyweight spot back and getting in there. And, Wes, one of those guys, like I mentioned, Liam, all summer, that's what he talked about with wrestling, even, at the football stuff. Wrestling means something to these kids. It's not just something they do to pass the time.
Yeah, man,
it means a lot to them.
It does, man. They get after it. This one right here. I don't know. Russ is going to try to slow Ethan down here. There's two of our better kids. We got Ethan's going to probably end up starting at 120 for us, and Chase Rust, who's returning state qualifier last year at 113. Ethan here is going to let it fly. he moves those feet, and he's going to be all over the place. Rust is a little bit more methodical, position wrestler. We're going to see how the two styles match up here. It should be a good one. See if Rust can slow Ethan down a little bit.
Yeah, I remember the Rust at the state qualifying match that we had here.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see him in that. That was fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, Russ is a good hard worker, man. That weight cut was a little bit tough on him last year, but he handled it great, getting down to 13. Now he's up at 126. He'll probably end up at 120 maybe. Who knows? But two of our two pretty good kids here.
And that's the thing with, I've always tell people wrestling is the sport you need to do if you're a high schooler. You learn so many life lessons and so much. And like the cutting weight, doing it for the team benefit.
Yep.
Maybe it's not where you want to be, but the team needs you to cut weight to get to 113. And Russ did it and took on the challenge, and then he was still competitive at that weight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He was a big 13-pounder last year. That's what we try to do, man, is get them to a position where they can be successful. Sometimes it's for the team. Sometimes it's where you can find a spot. Sometimes, and we've gotten into place here at the county. We've been so lucky that we're pretty competitive in a lot of weight classes, 3-4 deep. I mean, it's going to be tough for some kids even that started last year to break into the lineup. So, they might be losing or gaining weight on purpose. So. We'll see.
It's been fun. We're still been rolling right along. These matches.
Yeah. What match number are we on right now?
Right now we're at 29.
29. All right, we need to speed up just a smidgen. But
I think the time change makes it feel sometimes later than.
Yeah. Here we go into a scramble again. Two kids that are pretty good at this position.
They're
moving.
Long kids.
Yeah,
too, man. It's fun to see.
Again, you look at watching two kids who are trying to place this year at state for sure. Two probable have an opportunity to.
And then, it's not just the black and gold. They get to go against each other.
Yeah. Chase been working a lot with Jamie. Jamie Lewis wrestled earlier. They've been partners together. Bresnahan been working a lot with Ben Campo, who'll come up here in just a little bit. They push each other. Again, it's all that little 126. I mean, we got so much depth at 120 and 126, man. They got a lot of partner choices. So it's fun, though. It makes for exciting practices. Early on in the year, man, you got to do, so much teaching. And, our condition, I know, is not there right now. But, it'll get there once we're able to, get the rust knocked off on some of these basic things we got to teach and get the tempo up. And, it'll come along. This is part of it, too.
Yeah, I mean, it seems when wrestling starts up, then you got your Thanksgiving break, but wrestling keeps on rolling right along.
Yeah.
And all the way through. I believe it's usually like a week around Christmas, about the only time you get, quote-unquote, off, and it's really not off because you got City coming up right after.
Yeah, City's like on the 3rd, I think, Saturday, like right after. And then we got region duels right after that. With the way the count, I don't know, that calendar falls real funny sometimes. So, it's like, I don't even know if kids have school the day before City, but, we'll bring them back in on the 1st this year. We usually like to give them the 1st off, through that Christmas break, but we're going to have to bring especially the starters back in on January 1st, start getting some of that Christmas weight off of them to get ready for City.
Well, they got to weigh in a couple of days later.
Got to get that turkey and ham off.
Well, just think the county won't be the only ones going through. That'd be a
No,
lot.
won't be.
Everybody in
No, there'll be others that are worse than us. I promise you.
that. And some schools, first time they'll see their coaches at the tournament when they're coming back on those.
I've seen it before.
And so them weight room's gonna be fun when them weigh-ins gonna be fun at that tournament when them guys coming in.
You'll have some teams showing up a little late, maybe.
Yeah. Getting after this match. Just seeing guys when they're evenly matched is such good turnout. It's a good match to see.
Yeah, it looks like they ain't doing nothing. There's a whole lot going on there.
A whole lot going, and the mental aspect you can't even see.
Yeah, Chase is looking for a ride out here for 1-0 final, but you're going to get that when you get Russ is a good defensive wrestler and Ethan's a pretty good offensive wrestler. He's got to keep him down. There you go. So close to getting it. So that was a good 1-0 match there.
And they know each other well too. They know each
yeah.
other's move and what the other one might be doing.
Yeah.
Ethan, tough luck on that one.
Yeah,
he almost got out. He gone.
Yeah. Again, I jinxed him talking about our conditioning right there. I think that's my fault.
Yeah.
So, that's part of it too. Be another freshman, Barrett Bonner, or junior, Cameron Atkins. Again, Bonner's going to be at 150 for us this year. Cam, 44, 50, somewhere in there.
You say Bonner was a freshman?
Yeah, Barrett Bonner's a freshman right there in the black band.
Yeah, that's another impressive looking freshman you got.
I know, man. I told you. We just got the same thing. We got to keep them out and motivated and moving. So I'm interested to see how this one goes. Cameron's had a pretty good start to the year. Barrett's a phenomenal athlete. Cameron's been wrestling me for a long time.
Bonner went right after.
Yeah.
And that's something that's hard to, I'm sure y'all get around to it, but just teach aggression and teach, to get after it. Either you got it or you don't in some way.
So pretty soon sometimes, man, like early on when a kid just has it.
Yeah.
And it's usually just body awareness. They know their body so well and they're so coachable and you can tell when a kid's going to be easy to pick up some of the stuff. I mean, Barrett's only second year wrestling. Last year was his first. Got him out, played football last year as a middle schooler. Got him in here, goes to Icon, trains in the off season. So Barrett's a little bit bigger than Cameron right now. Cam's are 44, so basically Cam's wrestling weight class up here. So again, Barrett just keeping his knees off the mat, keeping that pressure. As soon as that knee comes down, though, Cameron feels it and comes right on up.
And when you wrestle up in these kind of matches, it does help you throughout the season because you'll find out quick you go get some 144 that's just strong as all get out. And, you can lean on that experience where you felt it before.
Yeah. Yeah, Barrett, I said we're going to have that lineup filled with freshmen this year. There's going to be a bunch of them. People going to see us on track wrestling with all those 9s and 10s by our names. They're going to be like, oh, gosh, this might not be good. Don't want to wrestle Harris County a couple years. It's good to see. We're kind of old last year at an older group. So it's fun to have that young blood coming in. And
Bonner shot that half,
Yeah.
and he walked it right over. And
yeah. Yep, there it is. 3 seconds left in the first.
In time to
Yeah.
That's the aggression. He came right off the initial whistle, taking the attack to him.
Hey, Wink. Hey, Cam's going to get a second one. Cam's going to go again at the end versus Isaiah. Yeah, against Isaiah.
Okay, it's two of our newer wrestlers, Louie Valentin and Landon Ginn. Landon's a sophomore, Louie another freshman. Louie wrestled for us about half the year last year, came out kind of late. Came out, talked him into coming out after rec football. So kind of a raw wrestler. Landon, this is his first year coming out. Excited. He one of those kids that has great body awareness, though. He just knows, positions like that. He's been out for a week. just knows how to end up on top. So that's illegal headlock. Didn't call it.
He's
so-
trying to point it out.
Yeah.
That's experienced wrestler right there.
Yep. So there's a good little shot by Louis there, and
Louis he has the aggression part.
yeah, he's always had, man. He had great aggression last year. Again, just coming out kind of December last year, it just takes a little bit of time. Wrestling's a sport. It takes time. So, another one of those freshmen are going to be fun to watch. Good kid. I asked Landon, and Landon came out those first couple of days. I said, Landon, you ever wrestled before? He just does stuff. We don't teach yet or haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
Because I know, but I watched it on TV a lot.
Oh.
I said, okay, there you go. I said, you talking about like WWE? He said, no, I like college and MMA and stuff. I said, okay, cool.
You can tell his IQ, wrestling IQ already in this match. It's just he let Louis just come in there and just kind of run himself into a mess to start off.
Yeah.
And sometimes, a wrestler, that's your plan. Just let him show his hand and take advantage of it when he gets it. Got that 6-1 lead in the first. And with the new, it's not new this year, new last year, the 3 points for a takedown.
Yeah, man, it
Man,
racks
you
up
can
in a
get
hurry.
points in a hurry, especially if you can get some back points, let somebody up, get 3 more for a takedown.
Yeah.
Charlie stalking you over here.
Watch him. What position are we in? He's probably potentially dangerous there. Should have stopped a little bit ago.
The knees.
But yeah, man, it's a good time, man. I like, you're trying to kind of seeing this youth program take off a little bit too with, you see all these little kids running. I say, of course, one of them's mine. One of them's little Barnett running around. Little Cito back there. It's fun to see, our old alumni and our young kids and just the whole, how much, our numbers are so big. We started out with 93 wrestlers this year. We're down to 83 right now, but still that's a big group you got to practice every day. And a big group is the girls. That's what really shot those numbers up is the amount of girls we have out. So, I really enjoy coaching them, man. It's fun. I got 2 boys, 2 young boys, so it's fun having 18 daughters running around, I feel like sometimes. And it's a good time. We have fun.
Now, you mentioned you got 2 boys. Now, Charlie's he's been wrestling a while in the youth stuff. So how's that been going with him?
It's good, man. It's good. We're trying to, he spreads so thin sometimes. He plays baseball, football, wrestles. He tried to tell me he wanted to play basketball, but I shot that down real quick. He used to play soccer. He state qualifier last year. Was one of the top 16 wrestlers in the entire state of Georgia for his weight class and age. Didn't have a great state tournament, but just like our older kids, man, I tell him all the time, he's got to work hard. He does things so naturally. He grew up watching Davin and watching Tucker and watching Nick and watching all this great wrestling that he just, like we're talking about Landon, Charlie grew up watching all that stuff. And so he just does stuff that I never showed him before. But what he's missing right now is a little bit of that work ethic. So, we got to get him into, he's 9 though. So, 4th grader. So I understand that too. But he's got to understand if he wants to do big things and win, that he's got to work for him. That goes in any sport. He's kind of learned that a little bit in baseball. Just got done playing fall this year while playing football for Mountain Hill. So, doing it. He's about to run into football and wrestling together here in a little bit. So, staying busy. He's running around here somewhere. Again, what kills me is he thinks he's a high schooler.
Yeah.
He runs around with all these high school kids.
Now, that was him during football season, too, down on the.
Oh, yeah, man. Water Boyd every Friday night.
We saw him, I think it was Jalen got a touchdown. He went there dancing with Jalen on the sideline.
Yeah, I hope Charlie didn't get that flag.
No.
But yeah, man, he, my dad was a football coach, man, and, I started water boying when I was little, hanging around all the kids, and some of the greatest, times I ever had was, greatest memories was out there with those, I tell our kids all the time, man, you never know who's watching. And I looked up to so many kids, man, back in the day, Jason Samples, Brandon, Brandon, a few others that, it's just, got to put them around the right people, man. And we got great kids in Harris County, and he was around all those freshmen last year, or those sophomores this year that I coached as freshmen last year during the freshman team, and so he already had a little bit of experience with those kids. But he loves it. Getting them around the sport, getting them around, those coaches that do a good job down there. He knows Coach Watson from the lake and everything, and the jet skis and all the fun stuff. It's good getting to see, Coach Wink and all those. Coach Wink, he knows everybody on the staff. I mean, he's around everybody so much. And, Hollis is still a first grader. Hollis is about to get a taste of it here before long. But he's not allowed to play football till he's 8 like his brother was. But he'll be playing sooner than later.
He gets around it more. But, that's the thing with Coach Watson, I'll say, with these kids is gruff guy, big football.
Oh, man.
He's such a soft.
Oh, man. Charlie Love, boy, he'll get him on that tube or something out there on the lake. Boy, they have a great time. And Coach is always great with, Taylor McCall helped out this year too, being a water boy down there. And Beckett Ingram went down there a little bit. And it's great. It's great having, a head football coach that is into the youth and into our middle school, and watching them grow from being little kids into high school football players. It ain't just about the high school. It's about the whole community and the families in it. So, watching them grow up and, through the program is a lot of fun. But yeah, it's going to be good, man. Again, thank y'all for coming out and showing it. It's great to, great things y'all do, broadcasting all the football games for the community and the softball and all the sports, man. And we're looking forward to another great wrestling year for sure. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I appreciate you having us out here and appreciate you sitting down with us. And like we said, we can't wait to King and Queen of the County.
Oh, man, it's going to be great.
We already got it marked down over the summer when we're coming up with the county schedule. And I said, well, we know in 1st of December we got the
first week in December every year, and it's going to be the MLK Day every year. We're going to host them. So,
last year I had it finished like at 3 o'clock. By the time I got home, changed, SEC Championship came on, and it was like the greatest time. It's like, man, that's such a great day when you could do it.
I'll tell you what, man, as a tournament director, man, I know that SEC tournament's coming up, and so I try to be efficient running that thing so everybody can get home and watch the SEC Championship game or whatever they want to watch that day. There goes Charlie running past right there.
Yeah.
Go talk to the girls. It's I try to get them in and out as quick as I can.
I think it reminds me, my senior year, I was in Tennessee, and we hosted a tournament, and it was the weekend of Georgia's first time they ever played in the SEC Championship game. And we had to watch it in a little classroom because we were still rolling that night.
Yeah.
But, I was thinking, I told my dad last night, I was like, this is just like when I was in school. We're at wrestling. I'm here at a wrestling match. But the King of the County is such a good event that, it's worth it. I'll go to it. I'd sit, if it's during the game, I'd sit there and do it because I enjoy the event so much. And it means so much to the county kids to win it. It really, they want to be King of the County.
Yeah, it is, man. It's fun, man. Just, again, man, it's just where we've come from and how much bigger we've gotten to, now we've hosted one of the two of the better tournaments in the entire state, and we have a lot of kids, and trying to make wrestling important, in Harris County, and it's a good time.
Yeah, I love the name of it. I think it just rolls off perfect and has a good thing. And seeing other kids, there was some energy in those kids winning it last year from the other schools.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wrestlers, man, there last year. A lot of state qualifiers, eventual state champs. I don't know. I know the kid from Hurd ended up winning it. I know you had a couple kids from Columbus winning it. I know we had 8 there that qualified for state. There's a lot of good wrestling that comes through that. So
it really was. And I'm excited to see Coach Winkles this year.
Yeah, man.
And him coming into these events like that and helping y'all out too, and just him at these matches and knowing his experience in wrestling.
He did a great job at Upson Lee, man, building that group up, and they keep it rolling right now. They kind of hired a good guy right after him, and they had success when Wink was there. Got him, I think, 4th in the state, 5th. I think maybe blood round in state duels one year out of nowhere, and then he left and took the DC job at Warner Robins, and then left Warner Robins to come here to be a DC. And shoot, man, it was a great hire for us.
You couldn't have him in that building and not talk to him.
Yeah, I know he was. So we got him out. So he's our girls' head coach, and then coaches our upper weights at practice. So it's good to have him out there, former state champ.
And having that third block girls weightlifting. But it's fun to see him in there with them. He does such a good job with them girls too.
Yeah. Well, you can see with the girls' numbers. You know, they all like him. He's like, you know, he's a big tough. Like I said about Watson, he's a big tough guy, but
oh man,
you know, can relate to all these kids, and you know, they all respect him and like him. So you know, they come right out and wrestle for us. So it's a good relationship. It's good stuff.
I saw him at softball games,
yep.
at flag football games. He comes out there, and he says he tells the girls he'll come watch them. So he owns up to it. Then you got Wingard with the boys.
Yep.
Man, I love.
Oh, over the top. It's illegal.
They cut their eyes at Blake.
Yeah.
To make sure.
Yeah. Blake's got to train him up on that.
You got to get him right, Blake. Got to get him right, Blake. Don't hurt my kid. Don't hurt my kid. I said, don't hurt my kid.
Yeah, man, it's a mess with Blake right there. It's just it's such a chill event too, man. You get to see kids and officials and coaches in a different light. You're not yelling and screaming and it being so competitive. It's a good time.
And we mentioned Redmond and John over here. Me and him wrestled at Jordan together.
Yeah.
It's fun to see him come up here. Usually the Caesars comes over here. And
I guess I hope he's watching right now because he probably thinks he's too good to come up here and rep this.
Yeah,
but
you know he does.
I'll have to text him and give him grief about it later, man.
Just tell him he must have sold a house, think he's too good to come up here.
He's probably eating all that good pizza.
Oh, yeah, Leo done cooked him up a meal.
Yeah.
He couldn't get away. You know, me and the Caesars, we roomed together at road trips sophomore year, and that kid he was such a clown back. I mean, to see now, of course he grew up, but man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man.
Me and him together, and Coach Scott would just – he knew it was going to be some events going on.
Yeah, we have a good referee association down here, man. They're all pretty chill.
Of course, Tim Green.
Big Tim.
Big Tim coming in.
You can't talk too much to him, though. You don't want to get arrested. Don't lock you up.
So it's fun seeing Tim get in there, and he's somebody, man, that could get along with anybody, any of the boys, girls, lower weights, upper weights. Gets along with them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to let you get Wink in here real quick, and then after about 5 matches, we'll Wingard in here.
Yeah, all right.
We'll kind of wrap it up. But again, man, thank y'all for everything y'all do. Anybody out there that's interested, we got a lot of good home matches this year. That troop match is going to be a really good one. That's going to be December 2nd right here at the STC. We got King of the County at the high school on the 5th and the 6th. Finals are going to be on the 6th about 1 or 2 o'clock, I hope. That'll be a good one. Queen of the County, one of the largest girls tournaments in the entire state of Georgia. We're going to have over 244 girl wrestlers, maybe a little bit more than that, on January 19th. And then we host sectionals for this is really the first round of the state tournament on February 7th. So we got a lot going on. We're going to be very busy. But we got, great stuff to showcase our wrestlers and our community.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can come check this out. We'll be here as much as we can. It's hard sometimes to get the dual matches.
Yeah.
What's going on, but the King of the County, Queen of the County, like I said, we circled that early on. We love having it, and we appreciate you joining us, Coach Moore. And look forward to a great 25-26 season.
It is, man. It's going to be a good one. We'll see y'all around, and I'm going to get Wink in here to talk to you and see if he'll sing a little bit for you. We'll see what happens.
He's all personality, that's for sure.
All right, thank y'all.
I know. Yeah, that was Coach Moore. He's going to go get Coach Winkles. Mentioned he came in defensive coordinator with the football team. He's coming in. Coach Winkles about to join us now. Coach, here we go. Now we got Coach wired up. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. We never know.
I was about to say, you never know how this is going to go, man.
Now, you coming in, this is your first black and gold, obviously, here. And, you know, I was telling Coach Moore, it's so fun to see these young kids. They get to go to a table and check in and all this stuff. But for you, it's getting to know these kids on the mat more.
Oh, yeah, because I'm telling you, we're going down the roster, and each time I look back at Coach Mitchell, and I'm like, hey, who we coaching this time? What's his name? What's her name? What we got going on? So it's a good way for me to learn it, and it's always good to see these young cats. They start stepping up. You know, we're going over the usual, have your headgear ready, and they're like, wait a minute, what's headgear? And I'm like, all right, come on now, here we go. So there's a lot of different things that go in, but I love coaching the young bucks because I'm telling you, they're the ones that get the better the fastest, and it's awesome to see that growth. This is a great black and gold for me to come to the first time. I love a scrimmage wrestling match that has full bleachers. So that speaks back to the culture of Harris County. So,
and you know that's one of the in any sport you see it as you win with culture, and that's something Coach Moore has absolutely built here. They ask people to bring a case of water. You can't hardly walk in here because there's so many cases of water.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun to see. But that's the support these kids feed off of almost. And, you know, they know what it means to the people here just seeing that. And we're also getting some really good matches. This ain't just, you know, these middle school kids got experience. So, you know, it's fun to see get going. And, Coach, you're coming in and you're taking the girls program.
Taking the girls program, you know, Boss Man still has everything. Old Moore, he's running the show as it says. But, coming in as a girls coach.
Coming in with the girls coach. But y'all all work together. It's across the thing. But, you know, for you getting back on the wrestling, how long was that decision for you to come back? How long did you have to think on it if you wanted to get back into wrestling?
Well, the problem is even at Warner Robins, you know, I wasn't paid for wrestling, but by God, if I didn't find myself on the mat every dadgum day. So this sport has been in my blood forever. And, you know, coming to Harris County was more of a no-brainer because this is a team that I've competed against as a head coach, and I've known Moore and Coach Wingard for a long time. And we've had some good battles back and forth. I know the support they've had, and I was trying to build a program in Upson Lee and did pretty well. And we had to go through competition like Harris because of their culture, because of how well they really run their team. You know, I had to get matches there before we found ourselves up north against the Gilmers, the Lumpkins, and the heavy hitters of 3A back then. But Harris was always a good kind of gauge of where we were. And I will always – now that I've coached football over here, of course, it was a no-brainer coming with Moore, and I don't think that the word had gotten around that I'd been hired for longer than 30 minutes, and Moore was giving me a call. So he already knew that I was not going to be able to stay away, and why would I with such a great program?
Yeah, it's fun to see. We were talking about the King and Queen of the County events and just how much them have grown. And, you know, we do the finals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live Harris County and we tell the other schools, hey, we're right here, and it's pretty fun to see what it means to everybody to win that event, even from the other schools, especially if a county kid can win those events.
Oh, yeah.
It's the amount of pride they feel saying, okay, I got King of the County under my belt. And we do a thing, if you make it, you fill out a little questionnaire, and we put in there, you know, accomplishments and, you know, state runner, you know, state qualifier. And they'll put in there, that's the term they put in, I won King of the County 2023.
Oh, best believe when I had my guys that were going for seed, we always did King of the County and Queen of the County.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're going to put on there is, you know, that first weekend in December, we won King of the County or we placed in King of the County. And so that's just a prestigious tournament and one that I'm glad to be a part of now from a different perspective. Back then I wanted to kick the podium over whenever we didn't win, but now I'm wanting to make sure that, you know, everything runs as smoothly as it can for Coach Moore.
It's fun. And, you know, we're glad we got you in the black and gold this year. It's being around you for most of spring and then the summer and stuff with the football program, then watching you out here wrestling here. And, I mean, the girls I talked to from the flag football stuff, the softball team, and the weightlifting and stuff, just it's fun to see. Then seeing you at those events, come and support them.
Oh, yeah. If I coach my girls, I'm going to come see my girls. Same thing with all the other guys. I try and make myself to all events that I can because, you know, there's one thing that I have to do when I come into a program. It is that I have to be with all athletics because I believe that a strength conditioning program builds every team, and you're only as good as your strength conditioning program. And so when I see those girls, as hard as they work for me, man, I need to work hard for them. So I make sure to see their match, you know, match, games, whatever. I told the flag football girls, you know, they're going to have to make a game last a little bit longer than 45 minutes. They're going to want me to see it after wrestling practice. So.
Yeah, that was last night you showed up. I saw you during the JV game. I was like, ooh, missed that one. But, you know, it started at 5:30. And them refs, they won't start. They know how quick they go.
Yeah.
They know a good flag game, you know, takes about an hour. And if you start it right on time and let it roll just right, you can get out of there sooner than that.
And, of course, as soon as I roll up, my girls are looking at me like, hey, man, you're late. Hey, dog, I got to pay the bills, baby.
Yeah. And they'll tell it. They look. Because there's, Wink's here. So it's fun. It's fun to see them. And, you know, that flag team, you know, we've got a lot of seniors on that team.
Yep.
And it's, you know, fun to see them. And, you know, we go back here to the wrestling and the girls, so many freshmen and young kids that Coach Moore was talking about on the girls' side of it that's getting into the sport. And you get to go, you know, boots on the ground weightlifting and building them up on that strength side. And, man, you can see it on the boys when a football player walks out here, you know it's a football player. You can see he's been in the weight room since January. And, you know, Trey came out there. You could tell, okay, he's been something different about that guy. And so it's, you know, fun to see. And we know the girls will be doing that before too long, just having that going on.
Oh, yeah, because, you know, I already have some of them, you know, Tressa Brown, you know, she is one of the top competitors, I believe, in the state of Georgia. And she's in my weight training class, and that's where we first got to know each other. And she's since, you know, opened up a lot. She does great in the weight program. She does great here wrestling. You know, she's starting to turn into Coach Brown, as it seems, with the other girls because, you know, she's very experienced. She works hard. The other girls look up to her. And those freshman girls are very lucky to have somebody like her on the team, you know. And the freshman girls are getting after it. Even some of our girls that have just gotten here in our weight program, they are working hard as they can. And I'm telling you, I'm excited for where it's going to go from here on out. The weight training's good. The wrestling's good, you know, and we're gonna keep competing on a daily basis, man.
Yeah, that's what you love to hear. You know, you get the strength, then you start putting in that little bit of the wrestling IQ, building that up. And some people just have it. They come in here and they figure out what their body can and can't do, and they just got. And some people can't. They want to reach all the time. They want to reach back, and that's where the coaching comes in on having to break the habits. And you know, it's fun to see. We got 40 matches we're watching, and you're going to see a technical wrestling in all of them. You don't see anybody get out here and just go rogue and do their own thing too much. And that's what you love to see is well-coached kids up and down the lineup. And, you know, some of them are super aggressive, and you can see, you know, we watched that one earlier with Donnie Bush and Brody going at it. And that's a junior and a freshman, but Donnie brought it the whole match, you know. And that's the stuff you love to see because we can see it, and I know y'all see it on the wrestling coaches. Just, man, Donnie, that dude's going to be an animal coming up. You know, he might not even notice it now, but it's like, man, you watch that. If you could just bottle that up for the 4 years he's here, man, it's going to be insane.
And Donnie's a good one. He was coming through. You know, he was asking me beforehand. We see the lineups, we see who the coaches are, and he's already getting into me. He says, all right, coach, I got Brody. You know how that's going to be. He's a lot bigger than me. He's a lot stronger than me. And so he's already asking those questions. And he applied a lot of it to the match. And it was a tight match against a guy that's a lot bigger, a lot stronger. And for him to take that amount of coaching, that's talking about a future being bright.
Yeah.
Well, there are some, don't get it twisted, there are some what we call meatheads that come out here. And you always tell them young bucks, them new cats that get on the mat. And they, you know, some of them don't think it's WWE, but I don't know what they think. I think it's just a bull in a china shop half the time, and you know, we try and harness that aggression. You never want to cut that aggression out. You want that aggression to just be fueled in the right spot. Instead of trying to headbutt the joker that's right in front of you, maybe, you know, we duck under. We get a little shot here and there. We get a little bit more technical with it, but aggression, I love to see that out of a young guy, and I'm seeing it out of a lot of young guys. So, like I said, future's bright as if the present isn't already bright enough, but it's awesome to see that.
Then you got one right here, Matt Love, pound for pound.
Fresh off of football season. His legs are tired. I absolutely dogged him in weight training today, so I'm really excited to see how hard he gets after it right here.
And watching him right at the end of the summer doing power cleans, Max, and the dude is so strong out of such a small frame.
Oh, yeah.
So when he came out there at running back after playing receiver, it was just strong as all get out, breaking tackles. And coming.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, I expect that because I've seen him bust his butt in that weight room, and it's fun to see him out here.
That's the thing with him, too. You know, God bless, if he was, you know, physically gifted in the fact that he was 160 or better, then, you know, some of them defensive linemen, they could pick him up with one hand, wouldn't have tackled him the way they would, because he is as forceful, he is as aggressive, and he is as smart of a kid that you're going to see, and I like seeing that, especially coming straight from football. No break, no takeoff, no coach, I need a week. No, none of that. He's right out here. He's getting after it on the scrimmage match, and he's going against a guy who is, coming up as well, and not necessarily coming up, but I love seeing these two go at it at practice. I love seeing these two go back and forth, and now it's in a competition setting, and it means a lot more. And
Yeah.
they're going at it. They're back and forth. Oh, there you go. Matt is quick, too. I don't know if anybody understands, but Matthew's quickness, there you go.
You see him just
And he's moving from move to move to move. That's it. You can tell a good wrestler in the fact that we don't just sit on one. We don't rest on our laurels. All right, we're here. No, as soon as he gets on top, he goes right into cross ride right here. He's off on a cross wrist. He's looking for the next move. He's looking for the next advantage. He's taking each and every one. And like I said, I dogged him today. And he's doing really well on the mat. I know his legs are sore. Just ask Liam Colley. I dogged Liam, too, earlier. I think he felt it a little bit because I make him put on a lot more weight. So.
a lot bigger legs.
A lot bigger legs. A lot
Yeah.
bigger legs. And his opponents are a lot bigger, too. Antonio
Yeah.
Ruiz at 6 foot,
Man, that
dadgum
is-
3, 212 pounds.
And just how young you got more
yeah.
youth on that, and it's it's fun to see Matthews. Like I said, watch him, and not just the power, everything he did in that weight room was just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, you can see it on Friday nights. You can definitely see it in the mat. And he's one of those kids. He's wrestling. He thinks about wrestling all summer. That's what he talks about. That's what he's looking forward to in the spring. He's already talking about it. And it's fun to see. That's why he can go straight from football to here, because he's been waiting on this the whole time, is getting to the mat.
Yep. And one of the reasons we had a relationship together is because both of our love for both football and wrestling. So it was early on, me and Matt had a little connection, and I love seeing him be successful here on the mat, especially right now. Uh-oh. A little bit of a compromising position. Let's see if he can get out of it.
And sometimes it don't work out in person as it does in your head.
You know
You're
what I mean?
thinking about it.
If I had a nickel for every time that something didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work, jeez almighty. He's doing a good fight right here, though. Good control. Oh, bailed out.
Well,
Straight into the switch. See what I'm talking about? He just goes from move to move to move, and that's when you know you got a good program. When you got a bunch of wrestlers who can just hit 1 to 2 to 3 and not panic, capitalize. Yeah. I made the right choice, man. Made the right choice
Yeah.
to get under Big Dog Moore.
Yeah. You can see Ben had him and was like, okay, I got him in a bad spot. Now what do I do with it?
Yeah.
And that's fun to see as he was able to take advantage of it. But, yeah, when I first started coming around, I think this is the fourth one I come to, black and gold. I said, this is a machine that Coach Moore has going. And the more I'm around it and coming around it and see it year in, year out, it is an absolute machine here at Harris County that Coach Moore's got going on. Just how everything runs, the practices, the tournaments, the duels, everything is just to a T.
And he does a really good job, too. Every minute is scripted. There's not much difference between a football script and wrestling script with Coach Moore. He's meticulous in what he does. He is a perfectionist in everything that he does. It's good to come, as a former head coach, to be under another guy. Now I ain't got to worry about half the stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? I can actually coach technique. I get to have more fun as, quote unquote, and a head coach, but at the same time an assistant coach, and just trying to get him to move the program in the way he wants it to move. It's good being underneath a guy like that who loves wrestling. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I call Coach Moore a wrestling nerd all the time, and we've had interactions in matches in which he has showed his nerdisms and unfortunately beat me in some deals because of his nerdisms. But he is, like I said, an extremely smart guy, extremely smart in the sport of wrestling. It's great to be under a guy like him. Going back and forth 10 seconds. Matt is up by 1. Let's see if old Ben can take after it. 2 seconds. I'd be calling stalling right here.
0.7.
0.7. He shot right here. The only chance he's got is off the whistle go right now.
I think Matt thought it was
Yep,
over.
no, he knew it. Yep.
Wait on the handshake.
No, Matt was waiting because, like I said, at 0.7, everybody in the building knows what's coming. It's almost like 3rd and 18 with 2 seconds left in the game. I wonder what's about to happen. Get everybody deep, prevent defense. So Good match out of Matt, man. Like I said, he's tired. I know he is. I see him over. He's been over already.
Legs.
And it was a great job out of Ben going fighting against a guy who is a lot more physically demanding, as in he's got a lot more. He's more of a ball of muscle.
Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, people that wrestle Matt this year, when they come across him, they're going to have their hands full, and they're going to feel a grown man when they grab hold of him.
I'm telling you. And that was the biggest difference between him and last year. Is, last year he was still a really good wrestler. He's packed on a good bit of muscle. I think he's leaned up. I think he's one of our lower percentage wrestlers. And, when they grab a hold to him, he's going to have the physicality of running back to go with him. Back in the day, the running backs in the state of Georgia were the best wrestlers, back when we really didn't know what we were doing. But now here we are. Now we got old Jack Carpenter, outside linebacker, working with us. See, I'm telling you, man, when you start getting football players and all the other athletes from different sports playing all these different sports, that's when you start to see a program grow. Which I know we've had that happen here in Harris County for a while. I've seen that from the outside in, but now being a part of it and seeing how these athletes go back and forth between these sports is just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, especially the football players roll right in.
They have no option. No option whatsoever. If I'm there, and I'm telling you, dude, I still got 3 or 4 of them that are going to have to bring their behinds on.
Yeah, I can think of a couple that I looked at, and it was like, man, he'd be hell on a mat. Like he would do that dude in the singlet would just, man, he would dominate out there on the.
And even if you don't win the match, you win the eye candy test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of the wrestlers now, you get in the mid portions of the wrestlers. There's some cut up guys in there. You start getting to the big boys, not 285. 285 sometimes they get a little bit how should we say heftier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the 215s, the 190s, the 175s, those are some pretty strong and pretty cut guys. I love to see football guys come in and compete in those weight classes.
Those are the ones you want. They walk off the bus first when you get somewhere.
Oh, for sure. You let the 106s last, or you let the 106s be carried by the heavy guy. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the presentation you got to have. Jack with the pen.
And, he came out watching freshman games. I did 2 or 3 of the freshman games doing the PA. And it's like, man, Jack just came out of nowhere and forget what game it was, like in the second half. And I was like, who's that dude with that long hair sticking out of that helmet flying around?
I'm telling you, man. And the thing is like we're trying to figure out what to do with old Jack because it's a good and a bad thing. It's good in the fact that we have to find a spot for him. And it's just bad in the fact that, all right, we just got to figure out where he is. It just takes a little bit more time.
He brings that football aggression over here to the wrestling.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And like I said, learning leverage is a big thing. And, Coach talked about the hand-eye footwork and all that, taking a football player.
And the best D-line, O-line guys, you can look at Matt Rule out of Nebraska. He just came out with it not too long ago. He looks for wrestling state champions. And he wants those guys to be his OLDL type guys because they know how to manipulate guys. Yeah. That's the thing that you understand when you are a good wrestler. You understand how to move another human being. You understand how to turn their strengths into weaknesses. And there's no more mentally grinding sport. You can ask anyone, any professional athlete, they understand the mental grind of wrestling is second to none. And, when you get a guy like Coach Moore, and you put myself, him, Wingard, Nick, Soto, and Mitchell together, we are going to mentally grind as much as we can because when we start getting into dog days of January team-wise and the even further dog days of individual in February, we need that distinct advantage. Everybody at that point knows how to wrestle. And then it comes down to the tiny tweaks, a little bit of luck, and a lot of mental toughness.
And can't nobody help you when you're on that mat.
It's 1v1. That's the one thing I've always loved about it. It is 1v1. You can't blame anybody else.
And it helps you so much in life as you get older. You go back to them moments, and a coach can yell and tell you what to do and all that, but he can't come out there and get you from the predicament you got yourself into. You got to get your butt out of it on your own.
And it goes back, men lie, women lie, but film don't lie. When you go back and you say, well, Coach, I thought this, I was doing this. No, dog, I'm looking right at what you did. Ultimate accountability sport, ultimate mental toughness sport. My love as a player, though football took me further, wrestling was my love. Absolute my love. And it was, it pushed me on to do other martial arts. And it spurred a lot of things, but you know, wrestling to me, I wish every kid, I wish every adult would understand. Just give me a year with wrestling. I guarantee the world would look a lot different.
And if kids would try it, they would more kids would just fall in love with it. And you have to love it to do it. I mean, if you have to cut weight or anything you have to do in it, you mentioned the mental side of it. If you don't love it, you won't do it. You won't put yourself through it. But the people that love it will, they'll have to cut the weight. They'll eat the granola bar and water for all day to make weight at the tournament.
And it's something that's a little bit different. With football, I believe that you can push a kid that doesn't absolutely love football, and I think you can get some good stuff out of them. But when it comes to wrestling, because it's so grueling, because it's such a cutthroat sport, if you don't absolutely love what you're doing, you're going to find yourself miserable. With wrestling, there is no in-between. It's one end of the spectrum or the other. Either you absolutely love it and you're willing to do whatever it takes to be successful, or you're miserable and, you tend to get out of that pretty quickly. And that's one where I shake every kid's hand, man. Hey, at least you tried it.
Yeah.
I give you 100% commendation that you tried it. I appreciate the effort. But, yeah.
As this match wraps up, we're going to try to grab Wingard and have him come over here and take your spot.
Yeah, because me and him have been having fun going back. It's always good going back against Wingard again. We've coached against each other in the past, but now we get to do it in a somewhat cordial setting.
Well, he tried to outdo you today with dressing up.
See, that's the other thing, man. I live an hour away, and so of course, when we get a last-minute text message about what we're wearing, aka as I'm on the way to work, and it's obviously, okay, all right, now I got the athletic gear on. Wingard's got the semi-tight pants, looking real good over there, man. I'm telling you, he's form-fitting over there. He's getting in shape, looking good as it goes.
Got the Coach Watson home game fit on.
I'm telling you, gold on top, black on bottom.
That's a good look. I ain't gonna lie. That's one of the.
Yeah, it's a good look.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the black on black for the coaches and stuff. But man, that gold on top, black pants look is tough. But
I'm on. Don't worry, I'm gonna go get Baby Wingard for you. It's been fun. Glad y'all are here exposing this our sport. I absolutely love any time that we get a little bit of exposure, a little bit of time to talk, and really recognize how hard these kids work every single day. And just for the record, the black squad is winning in the overall. I am, I've got Coach Wingard by about 2 matches right now, and if he comes on here and lies, just call him out on it. Don't let him lie. Don't let him lie.
They've been known to do that. I'll call him out on it. Appreciate it, Coach Wink. That's Coach Winkles. He's going to grab Wingard as we're winding down here at Black and Gold. We're going to have Tyler Dykes. He'll be doing play-by-play on some wrestling. He keeps it up, hanging around. He's watching these matches, keeping up with the score, keeping up with the names. And, just here comes Coach Wingard coming over. Yeah, Tyler, so he's going to get a lot more of it this year with King and Queen of the County. As now we got Wes Wingard, Coach Wingard coming in. And Coach, man, we're almost winding down. I told Wink, I was like, man, we're winding out. You better hurry up and get Wingard over here before we get going. And just this event, how much has grown, just the black and gold. And, the people, the crowd that we have here for it, the amount of water that come here and all these parents bringing stuff. What's it say about just the strength of this program when you can do that for a scrimmage like this?
Well, it's just great to have community support and have all these kids coming out and their parents just all getting behind them. It's just really growing. Like, it's definitely we kind of talked last year, but this year, man, like walking around that high school building, it's, all kids are always talking about wrestling. So it's just it's just different. Like, you hear it. There's so many out here. I do want to give the kids a shout out. I don't know if it's because we got so many more girls on the team or if we have some parents helped out here, but that little snack table over there is the first time we didn't have to tell them to clean it up. And they got it all cleaned up nice and gaunt. He said it might be some of the girls might have been taking charge. I know they're kind of banded together now, so make sure the boys act right.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
That's a good
leadership from anyone.
Well, I can tell you the girls on the flag football team, you can tell they always take advantage of that stuff. The cleaning up, everything is always neat, but they would get on your tail in a hurry if you get over there and start messing with
Absolutely.
what they try to do, so it's fun to see. And, the amount of talent that we've seen here, talk to Coach Moore a lot about it was, the youth and having these kids come through the middle school program. And these freshmen, are rarely just first-year freshmen. They're second, third year. But, man, the talent that we've seen at this, we're going to go through 42 matches, and it's going to be 42 matches of pretty well, thought-out matches. And both sides, the kids are technical and they're strong. And just fun to see y'all's program is really what it's become out here on the mat.
Yeah, it's we're getting back to having that big group of kids who came through youth, have been wrestling with us for a while. As freshmen, we got a long way to go, but as a base for young wrestlers, man, it's there. We just got to work every day and get it out of them. So they got the talent inside of them to be really, really good, be a special group. So it's up to us to just keep them working. And, they got a lot more kids now that are wrestling all season tournaments, traveling to Iowa. We had some kids travel to Iowa to wrestle a few weeks ago. Just those kind of experiences that these kids are starting to get is, it's eye-opening. They get to see good wrestling everywhere they go.
Yeah, and, it's another thing. Y'all hang up the state championship banners over here, the individuals that's won it. And Coach Moore talked about, some of them coming in helping, especially Samantha Scarborough coming in helping these girls when she can and, moving back in town. And, I mentioned for these girls to get coached, they can look up on the wall and say, okay, she's a state champion. And for girls to have somebody to do that too is pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of saying, people say around here a lot is, once a tiger, always a tiger. And, people love coming back home and, helping build the programs that they were a part of.
Yeah, you mentioned you was a Harris County Tiger, and you playing up here, and you getting young coaching outside the county, but coming back to the county, and I just love the amount of alumni coaches that we have here.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just happen to be married to one another.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, great county, great place to be. That's why people don't like leaving. People like to stay here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is great, man, being back. Like I said, community sport at Harris County. People love Harris County.
Yeah.
So anything that we do, it's for the county. So.
They're trying to get some back points going on. These new points, as I always mention, just how fast you can either run away from somebody or you can catch up in a hurry with these.
Yeah, and it can be 7-0, in 15 seconds. So they kind of clarified this year too a little bit with the back points, making sure it's got to be a good 45-degree angle to kind of clarify that when refs start giving back points. So they're always tweaking rules here and there, trying to make it. I think the main goal is trying to make it as much like college as possible.
Get the kids ready. As you see more programs in this area, in the Southeast, getting wrestling programs at the college level.
Yeah.
It used to not be. I think it's like UTC, Carson Newman were like the biggest two in just about the Southeast. Now Huntington, all these other places. We've had a couple get over to Huntington, and it's just fun to see them. It's fun to see, get on Facebook with Brock Johnson and seeing the success that he's having over there. And then you get to see his little brother out here.
Oh, yeah.
And the love that he has for it, this sport. It's incredible. And, Harris County to have this type of program is so fun to see. And I can't wait for King and Queen of the County to kick off. And I know y'all's got the whole season going on as, for us, getting to do those tournaments is highlights of our year as well. But so how long have you been around the sport of wrestling, and what got you into it?
So I started wrestling in middle school. Started wrestling in 8th grade. Wrestled for actually Coach Robinson, and then Coach Odell was here with Coach Robinson, Coach Odell, and then Coach Zerner were my coaches. So Coach Zerner did a lot for this wrestling program. He said he was here before me, he was here after me, and he was with Coach Moore for a while. But him and his family have done a lot for the wrestling program here in Harris County. So it was an honor to be able to be around him. And I know a lot of those guys up on that wall up there, they talk about Coach Zerner all the time and all the stuff legacy he left here for Harris County.
It's incredible. And you think, like you said, people don't want to leave from up here, and they just, when you get something getting built, You know, start building something and seeing where it's going. You just want to put your spurs in it and ride that, ride it out. And just so fun to see. And, you know, these matches, you know, we talked about Matt Love and his match a little bit earlier. Just, you know, that kid, Schumatz earlier, I told Coach Moore, God, when I first started coming to the black and gold scrimmage, he was just a little kid, a little baby, you know, kid. And now the muscles and, you know, just seeing these kids grow up, but they do it because they love wrestling. They love doing the sport and getting involved in it, and they don't quit. You know, when they're young, starting off, they're not the varsity wrestler. They're just busting their tail. It's so fun to see the rewards they get when they're older. And, you know, Coach saying this is a wrestle off for something, seeing them have success.
Yeah, man, it's, you know, we kind of have to put it in perspective, too. When we look at our kids, we're thinking, man, we got to get to here, or, you know, we're not where we want to be, which we're not. Obviously, you always want to get, but if you're where you want to be, then you ain't never going to get where you need to get to.
Yeah.
But, you know, we look around, it's like, man, these kids got to get there, but then you start looking, it's like, well, heck, they are just a sophomore, or they are, you know, they're a junior, 3-year wrestler, but a lot of these kids that, you know, have such high potential are young, and you got to know that, you know, wrestling's a tough sport, and weights fluctuate, and kids in the weight room, you don't know. I mean, we got a lot of really good kids that weigh about the same weight class, so, you know, it's one of those things where you don't have, you know, 22 spots on or special teams like you do in football to be able to, you know, put kids on. I mean, if you got 3 really good kids and they all weigh the same, you know, someone's going to have to, you know, wait their turn, you know, or you got to put in the extra work to be that guy. You know, it's an individual sport. If, you know, if you're third string and you feel like you should be starter, you know, you got a lot of work to do, you know, but we got options here. You know, you got places you can go wrestle in Columbus on the side after practice. We have a great youth program now that some of our younger kids can get involved in too, to get a little extra work in. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of young kids, and there's some kids out here that they've been wrestling since for about maybe 15 days, and and we're like, man, you know, they should be able to do this, but it's like it was pretty good for kids only wrestle for 15 days.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And y'all got them around good wrestlers, so they'll pick up on things a little bit faster. You know, I think one thing people's going to ask about Harris County is where y'all growing these freshmen, because, you know, we saw Jack Johnson, Jace Britt, Antonio. It's like none of these dudes look like freshmen when they step out on that mat.
That group, man, they love that freshman group, man. Even football, they love the weight room. They love competition with each other. I think they're going to be a pretty close-knit group of kids growing up. Like, it's one of those classes where they're going to grow up, and I think Harris County is going to be good in a bunch of sports because that class is so tight and so strong. But, yeah, so these wrestlers, man, that's one thing that we're really into is, you know, buying into that weight room. So, because it definitely makes a difference when you go wrestle in the big-time matches. See the kids walk out there, and they're just jacked and, you know, and our kids just not afraid of that. You know, it's like, hey, we're the same persons you are. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you come out here and you're muscle bound, you're jacked up, you still got to have a high wrestling IQ. And if you got a high wrestling IQ, especially in the upper weight classes, you got to have some strength to back it up. So, I mean, you can't just go one way or the other. And, you know, it seems like right now the program, the way it is, the youth program, the middle school program, the wrestlers, you know, I think it was Winkles was mentioned watching the match. They're 2-3 moves ahead.
Yeah.
And even had counters for the move. You know, and you could tell that it was Matt Lowe's match. And it's like, man, you're just watching them think ahead on themselves.
Yeah.
And y'all ain't having to yell at them everything and stuff like that. You just see it going in their mind. It's so fun to see, you know, high-level kids like that up and down this roster that y'all got going on. We mentioned 42 matches, and ain't none of them duds. Ain't none of them just got out there and one guy just not know, you know, how to tie a shoe. It's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, that's a lot of matches in one night.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. And if anybody could pull off 42 matches in one night, it's Coach Moore.
Right.
The way he runs his.
It's awesome. You know, we're also hosting a dual tournament here this year of Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
So that the Monday of Thanksgiving, you know, we usually travel up to Atlanta, spend the night, Last year we were up there on day before Thanksgiving, and it was traffic's kind of rough on Wednesday before Thanksgiving up in Atlanta. So
I can only imagine.
yeah, we couldn't find anything else, so we put a thing out, and of course people love our tournaments, love the way we run stuff, and I mean
It's still on?
and it took.
Okay, I just saw one of the kids jump up on the wire.
So we're
That's Miss Lillian Olson there.
yeah.
She's your kid. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, you get the Thanksgiving tournaments are
Yeah.
always
So
rough. So it's good hosting.
yeah,
one.
we'll host a dual tournament on Monday. Instead of us traveling, we'll host it on. We kind of like to spend the night, but we go a lot of places. So we'll host a dual tournament here at STC, a little small one. And then Tuesday we'll travel up to Hillgrove with the boys and the girls, like our normal duel, and then they'll get Thanksgiving break off.
Yeah, that'd be. I know the kids appreciate that one because it can get rough doing the Thanksgiving break when you see everybody else out doing stuff. Which,
Oh yeah,
to the kids' credit here at the county, man, a lot of these kids are going to be working out and doing stuff on their own when you tell them that they're off. And
yeah,
you know, you mentioned the group. It's like Harris County right now has this freshman sophomore group throughout sports, not just one sport specifically, and it's pretty incredible to see. And you know, it's one of the things is they're not just talented; it's some kind of work ethic that's you know been in these kids, and it's just sport wide. And it's something about the sophomore class that's up here now. Even the graphic design guy with the football team, Ethan Pettit, he's doing the play-by-play. He's a sophomore. And I tell him all the time, man, something about your class is just incredible.
yeah.
And, you know, it's fun to see them. And something else I told Ethan was when he was going out there for team sports with football, helping video and stuff like that, I said, don't catch no footballs in front of Coach Watson because he's going to have you wearing pads if you get out there too much. Going on
Good win by Olivia there. She has grown a lot in her few years here, so she's definitely had some good out matches. I ain't gonna say it on air, but wrestling is definitely she's made a transformation.
Yeah.
So man, it's been great, but
that's what we're hoping.
here we got here. Yeah, Paige. She's new. She just came out this summer. Worked super hard. She's gonna be a really good wrestler. Very coachable. Lily, she wrestled last year. So she enjoys being out here on the mat.
Yeah, I can tell.
And she's first one. If somebody gets hurt, she'll ask them if they're okay, and then just go right back to working on them.
It's always fun. Then you talk about being hurt. We've seen a couple times athletic trainer Maddie Osborne running out there. Man, she's got to be so busy with all these sports Harris County's got going on every night. Then the softball tournament with Houston Clinic, she worked every game that was over there. So it's like she ain't had no time off.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of like the
nice.
lat drop. Lily asked me last week what that was and if she could use it. So I guess she's been working on it.
Now how about that?
That's
By
a
the young
reversal
wrestler.
by the young, yeah. But yeah, Miss Maddie she's always everywhere. She's great. You know, these kids come to her with a rubbing shoulder, and you know, I had one kid just walk over to her and he touched his shoulder, his elbow, and his wrist, and she's like, "What were you talking? You got to tell me what's wrong with you." But she's great. She works these kids out. Works with us to make sure they got a rehab protocol, and you know she's tough on them, makes them go through the stuff, and we're lucky enough, like we talk about the facilities and everything that we're blessed with here at Harris County to have the STC building over here with Miss McCall and that room for rehab. So we got the options for rehab there, and the rehab after school with Maddie. So if these kids do get injured, we have a lot of high-tech equipment that we have access to that.
And it saves. Think about the sports medicine program here at STC. You can rehab here and not have to go to Houston Clinic, not have to go to and do your rehab in Columbus, which, I mean, it saves the parents a lot. It just helps everything out. And I enjoy, when I come to the football on a Friday and I wonder where a kid's at, and when they say he's at rehab, no, he's not in the training room. He's at sports medicine department really getting legit rehab.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see. Well, Coach, I appreciate you getting on here as this match is going to wind up and this match takes us out of here. And I know Coach going to want to break this table down. Surprised the wrestlers ain't already come taking the cover off, man.
We had to get on to them last year. They that match, there was one match left, and they went in and started putting stuff up. Which, like I said, I love the initiative, love the leadership, trying to clean up. But we got to stay and support all these kids just because the last match ain't one we just going let go by the wayside. So, but yeah, this is a good match here. Finishing up here.
Start wrapping up. I think they got a couple more walking around.
Yeah, we really appreciate all y'all do, man. I know I've had some buddies reach out and shared with streaming wrestling, and that's just something that's not done. And, obviously not just wrestling, every other sport that's streamed. It's great. Just give people the opportunity to watch us anywhere they are.
Yeah, it's wrestling getting out there. Georgia Alabama Sports Live wrestling's hard to do, the play-by-play and stuff, because you need somebody that's done it before.
Yep.
You can fake your way through a baseball game, a football game to an extent, but a newbie, you can't fake your way through wrestling. And I take pride in trying to get Harris County, the king and queen of the county. And last year we had a region tournament. And, I just love showcasing this Harris County wrestling program and, just what we got going on up here in Hamilton. But I appreciate you coming on, Coach Wingard. And Wink did want me to let you know that you still had a couple matches trying to catch up to him here tonight. But I did let him know that you are better dressed than him tonight, so you got that going.
We didn't tell him the dress code, so.
I don't know if he has one. I appreciate you, Coach Wingard.
Yeah, sure.
Good luck this year.
Appreciate you.
That was Coach Wingard. We mentioned a little mention with his being married to each other. His wife, Coach Tara Wingard, coaches softball. She's a former Tiger, coaching Tiger, so it's fun to see them, and they're both great coaches and great people, and have fun with them. We're getting a match, an encore match right here that's not listed. Coach Moore slid on us. There you go, get a nice shot right there for a single leg. This program is really fun to watch, see how they get going. Look at this, Matt. I mean, it's incredible. And I've talked to Tyler now. I've been talking to somebody on the other side, leaning the other way. Tyler going to throw the headset on. And, Tyler Dykes, he's always behind the camera, but you've been on the mic a good bit here.
I have a good bit, yeah.
And, I really enjoy that. And it seemed like I was getting to talk to Tyler all the time off camera, especially the one thing I do miss, and after the coaches show pizza parties, me and you'd have.
Yep.
How about Fox's Pizza stepping up this year and letting us get up there and, we got to eat up there, 10 times?
I think so, something like that.
And I'm guaranteed, we didn't have to pay for it. That was part of the sponsor deal, was they're going to provide me and you pizza. I don't think they knew what they were getting themselves into, especially that cinnamon pizza.
I know, that cinnamon pizza
was really good. But these matches we watched tonight, we ain't had any matches that were just duds.
Oh, yeah.
It's been like really good wrestlers, and just shows the strength of this program.
Yeah.
So what sports have you got to do so far?
I've done flag football. I think mainly just flag football this year is the only one that I've really commentated on and covered. Oh, and a little bit of softball.
A little bit of the softball. Yeah. And, I'm looking forward something I'll go and tell people. In this spring, you can expect to hear Tyler Dykes more up here in Harris County, as he's going to be doing some soccer games with us.
I'll be doing some soccer.
Me and Ethan will be the first to admit that soccer's not our strength, and we kind of felt last year when me and Ethan were talking, and I felt that we did the kids a little bit of a disservice. I mentioned every kid's name and all that good stuff, but we didn't do the soccer a good service. And how can we help the sport out?
Yeah.
And Tyler said, hey, I like soccer. I'll help you out.
Yep.
And we're like, absolutely, come on. Now, with Thrift's going to hear you do it and try to steal you away somewhere else. But I'm going to try to keep you doing these county games.
Oh, yeah.
For Thrift. Me and Thrift are our deal together.
Yeah.
But, I'm looking forward to you coming up here to Harris County and, getting on the air and doing some soccer games.
Yeah,
And
I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah.
And getting out there, like you said, you're looking forward to it because it is fun. Harris County's got good soccer programs.
Yeah.
And
I remember
weather
doing it.
always sucks for soccer. But what were you saying?
I was gonna say, remember we covered, I believe it was first round playoffs for soccer last year. Girls, it was either that or it was like right before playoffs, and Harris County definitely came out all firing there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got this year.
They got a good Coach Renner with the boys, Coach Kinsey
Yeah.
with the girls. He took over flag football. Coach Kinsey did.
Yeah.
And we got flag football players. I feel like there's two sports that you need to attack to build your team: softball, something softball players transition with, and soccer, the stopping and going.
Yep.
I feel seeing the field vision.
Yep.
A soccer player can see the whole
Oh,
field.
yeah, definitely.
So
And-
they transition so well to flag football.
Yeah, seeing the whole field, and also with soccer, it's a 50-yard wide field, so they've got a lot of ground to cover, a lot to see as well.
Yeah, so you doing these events here in the county.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing we're going to do at least 3 wrestling events up here.
Yep.
And
I was going to say one of my first events with Georgia Alabama and with Harris County was King of the County last year.
Yeah. And it's fun to see, but you better get ready because you're going to be doing a lot of these matches. But I think now what skill level you're going to be watching.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of high-level matches today. And like you said, no boring matches today. They were all really exciting. You got to see a lot of action on the floor. And, and like you said, like Harris County looks like they have a great team this year. But, that was something I was wondering, what could you share to the fans of the school, the parents of the school, of these kids? They've got a great team, it looks like, this year coming in.
It's going to be fun to watch them go. Tyler, I appreciate you hopping on the mic, so I went talking to myself here at the end. We couldn't do none of this. You throw it up there. You see the Derek Moxley Concrete Service Game of the Week. Man, what Derek Moxley does for Harris County, not just Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Harris County, and what he does for the people up here, the Touchdown Club. He's just such a great guy, and nothing we do could be possible without him. Rick Knight, Sheriff Jolly, Whistling Pig, Pine Mountain Chiropractor. Caroline Collins is something that helps every sport they have their hand in, and that's just something you don't see at too many communities of organization like Caroline Collins.
Yeah, and I was going to say too, something with the whole Harris County region, because I never lived up here. I moved up here when I got married, but the way that the school and the community are integrated into each other is something that you don't see very often. And what Harris County has is special for seeing all of these businesses and sponsors and everything just coming together for the school and for the benefit of the school. It's just really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, Fox has stepped up in a big way with the coaches show, and they also fed. Don't get too jealous because you wasn't with the football, but they fed the football production.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Yep.
They're at the end of the year. I got tired of eating pepperoni pizza. The last 4, we got the Buffalo Chicken Big Daddy with no ranch. And, and Steven, I've known Steven for a while, but, he wouldn't even have to have me order. He knew exactly how I wanted it.
Yeah.
And it was just fun to get it. But I appreciate you doing this, and how much you do for Harris County goes unnoticed. You're behind the camera, off the mic. And, Tyler, I appreciate everything you did, the coaches shows, coming up here doing the softball games. And, I'm glad you live up here.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got a county guy doing it.
Yep.
It means a lot. But for Tyler Dykes, I'm Rick Beach. Hey, Tyler, you're on the mic. You can actually say bye yourself.
I can.
And so we're about to check out of here. And we'll see you tomorrow at flag football. I'll be down on the field.
Yep. I'll be up with Ethan Pettit. I'll be producing. Ethan will be calling it. Harris County will be playing LaGrange at 5:30 tomorrow. Kickoff.
They'll be actually playing LaGrange, where Ethan called LaGrange, Manchester.
Oh yeah, he did
for the first quarter. And the girls heard it. I heard about it at practice today. They all laughed about it. So I can't wait to pick at Ethan. It happens.
Yeah, it does.
So tomorrow will actually be the LaGrange game. So be sure to check that out at 5:30 right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I'm Rick Beach. Go Tigers.